Oh, hey everyone. Welcome to the workshop number 156. This is a comedy safe space, so if you want to say the N word or something, I'm not going to tell your parents. Ashwin, you're up first, so let me know what your topic is and when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time.
Yeah, I'll go now. Um, I'm supposed to be talking about the word players. Um, I don't think there are any players without games. Like there's no you can't play something that doesn't exist. But there are lots of games being played without anybody but the players knowing that there's a game afoot. Like there's games everyone knows about, like hockey and basketball and football. But there's other games that are being played and people are like tasting like people are like, oh, this is our life, but it's just a game, like the election or the prison industrial complex. Like these are games that only a few people are playing, and like they still have fans, but like there's this one game that's built on top of everybody else's game, no matter what game it is, right? And the outcome of this game is just to convince everyone else that their game is the most important, and they turn all the other games into fights. And the cool thing about this game is they don't take sides. The objective of the game is just to fool you so that you'll buy pointless shit that no one needs, like hats and t-shirts, and then they can make money off of you. This game is called capitalism, right? So, like for a long time, right? Coke and Pepsi did this, like with their advertising. Coke ended every commercial with Pepsi sucks, and Pepsi ended every commercial with Coke sucks. And what they did was they just convinced the population that was viewing the ads that there was only two logical alternatives, right? So because there's other brands of cola that just people don't know about anymore, right? And that's actually a fantastic game because the two sides, right, Coke and Pepsi, they both just go, my side is better, and that could be hockey and it could be the election. As long as we're fighting, they're making money, right? And then I was like, what's a business that has employed this advertising tactic? And another business that has employed this advertising tactic is America, because we go, Democrats suck, Republicans suck. And we're like, oh, I guess those are the only two options in this game. As long as we're fighting, we're making money, right? Like, if there's one thing that's refreshing about a graveyard, it's that people there don't play games. Unless you're talking about, like, people in graveyards only play games by teaching you that you're supposed to honor the dead by spending money on them after they're dead to make the grass around their dead body look good, and to like painstakingly carve a hunk of rock and putting it there because someone convinced them that putting a random word on a piece of rock and placing it on your grave somehow makes this dead person's life meaningful. Like people, like I went to the graveyard the other day with my friend. I was just taking a walk, and she was like, "Don't graveyards make you uncomfortable?" And I'm like, "No, they make me feel alive." She's like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "The graveyards aren't the problem if you're suicidal. If you're a suicidal person, you go to a graveyard, you're like, these are my people." Honestly, like I was having so much fun. I was just like pointing to graves and being like, "There's my relationship with my ex best friend. There's my mother's hope that my brother isn't gay." All dead. Um, and then she was like, "Don't dead people make you uncomfortable, Ashwin?" And I was like, "No. You know what makes me uncomfortable? Alive people. Because dead people don't tell you to go back to your country. Dead people don't shoot you out and about on the road because you forgot to wear your black while jogging uniform. And the most important difference between alive people and dead people is dead people know when to shut the fuck up." You know my favorite game? Um, this one's like great because like from the beginning of time we've been playing this. It's called racism, right? And the cool thing about people playing racism is most of them are not actually racist anymore. They just realize that racism is good business. like good old bit, because all the rich white people, I feel like at this point most of them have realized that like the color of your skin does not make you inferior. I think they're just like, oh, as long as we convince all the other poor people that that matters, they'll keep fighting with each other and we can keep all the money. So like it's not about being truly racist anymore. It's just like, oh, if we teach people to be mean to each other and angry, they'll forget that we are actually the ones that they should be mad at. And they've actually expanded the definition of racism so that more people can play the game. So now it's no longer just being called the N-word or being told to go back to your country. Now every time like a second generation immigrant gets asked what country they're from, they're supposed to get offended. Like, where are you from? I'm from here. Where are you really from? And you're already supposed to be offended. And I'm like, this was not part of the original definition. like like if you think I'm Mexican one time and you're wrong, like I don't give a shit. Like this is not really a problem, right? These games are not like fueled by fun anymore. They're fueled by anger. Like we're all just a bunch of anger addicts. Because the thing with anger is like it's kind of like being drunk. It dumbs down all the other emotions, right? If you're feeling angry, you don't have to feel all the other stuff like scared or nervous, right? But like when you get, it's also got like a similar hangover the next day where you wake up and you're like, what was I yelling about? And you have to go back and apologize to all the people you get mad at for no reason. But the more you get angry, the more you're like, if I just stayed angry, I wouldn't have to feel any of this. And so now people just learned that they can just go around looking for excuses to be angry. It doesn't matter if what they're angry about actually like is worth being mad at. They're just like, oh, we don't have to feel anything. And like we just have a bunch of anger addicts getting offended on behalf of people. Like the other day I was talking to my friend and she looked at me and we were like just making fun of each other, right? And so we're going back and forth and she tried to insult me. She's like, your mom dot dot dot. And I was like, what is the second half of your insult? Like I felt like I was supposed to already get angry, but she didn't actually say anything worth getting mad about. All I knew were her intentions. Like I was like what is the second half? And she's like, oh, that you imagine. And I was like, so I have to do homework. Like I feel like if I'm coming up with what to get mad at and I'm the one getting mad, what are you doing? Like what is this choose your own adventure insult? Like I feel like I'm doing all of the work. How about if you're going to be so lazy as to not actually insult me, I'll just not get insulted. Like if you walk around the world just getting angry at someone's intention where they didn't even do anything, you just know that they want you to be mad, you would always be mad. And I could always make you mad. And you always being mad is not a good idea for you. So why are you doing it? Yeah, I think until the day we realize that getting mad might feel good, but it never solved any problems, we're doomed to keep playing our own little games and always being defeated by the games that we're players in that we don't even know about. That's all.
Oh, so yay!
I
Oh man,
like
that was
it.
hilarious. That was. Oh, I'm not nearly shit in my pants. Do you have any feedback?
Sorry.
I liked it. I thought it was deeply tickling and like on a philosophical level. I thought it was like the words of Alan Watts, but with the spirit of George Carlin. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I actually really liked it too. It was just like because you know how like a lot of like sometimes people will go up and treat comedy like a therapy session, but it's like from the other end. Like, because you seem like you're like on the therapist side, and some people are like they just go up there and like complain about their life. But listening to you, it was actually like interesting. I feel like yeah, you had something to say and shit. You know, it was awesome. It
I
was like really
appreciate
cool.
that. Yeah, I didn't. I know it wasn't like technically most of it wasn't jokes, but I was just writing,
Yeah, I
and I
like
don't.
the your
Yeah.
mom thing though. That was
A
funny.
lot of the premises that you mentioned are like deep wells for comedy. If you could try to like come up with any like ultra specific example of those scenarios, and walk us through those, even if they're fictional, in order to like exemplify the how ludicrous some of these opinions are, rather than just telling us straight up about the philosophies at play. Tell us a fable, tell us a story, tell us like something going terribly wrong, and then the lesson we can learn from it. And I think there might be a lot of fodder in there. You could
Okay.
you could expound on the good points you're making with examples, whether fictional or not. You
Okay.
can mind your own life. You could, but you could just as easily tell made up stories. Like
Sounds
people
good.
these days.
Yeah, I always struggle with examples because I'm like, I didn't like because I didn't like if I like thought of the examples and then like came up with the like conclusion, I would be able to go back to the examples. But the reality is, I was just like writing and ended up with the conclusion. So now I have to like go think about examples.
Cheers.
Hmm.
Turns out what you're describing is the human condition, and there are so many examples of that.
Yeah, fair. I'm sure I'll find some. That's good advice.
I like the thing you said about like the getting offended thing, like where people think like so. Oh yeah. Oh wait, hold on. When you said no dead person has ever told me to go back to my country, do you know how many dead racist people there are? Because like let's say like most of them are. Like I mean
Yeah,
you
but
got
but they
you got
didn't
all
do
the
that after they died. They did it before.
well no they wrote books. I mean you got all the heavy hitters. You got like
That's
you
fair.
got Hitler in that group.
They
You
wrote
got like
books. Their words have lived on past their demise.
so have their ideas.
That's fair. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I should have said something more like this graveyard was just like, it was a bunch, like, it's like a graveyard in Kitchener. Like, it's every word, every name was like white and Jewish. Like, you can tell everybody in this graveyard did not suffer a day in their life. Like,
Hey,
unless
whoa,
you,
wait, what? Hold on a minute, man. That's racist.
yeah.
Um, we do not tolerate racism. I'm joking, man. But
I'm sorry.
Your
I'm
opening
sorry.
statement was permission to use the N-word, but I
Yeah.
guess there's conditions on that.
I'm sorry
Yeah,
to
no, you can
inflict.
use the
I'm sorry
N-word,
to
just don't-
inflict my racism on dead people. I'm sorry that offends you.
yeah. Now, as the person with the, I can't. Who has the more woke hairstyle?
You do.
Oh, I'm in last place. I got fro and top knot I'm up against. That is not
Yeah.
putting.
You- you're
putting to my like. I've got like jarhead. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Ginger
You're-
jarhead. But I'm a ginger jarhead, so that's got to be counting for something. On the
Gingerhead.
on the historic racism scale, right?
Yeah. I think your above forehead hairstyle is woke, and my below chin hairstyle is woke. So together we would just be like one very woke person.
No, together we'd be homeless.
Well, that's the idea, right?
That's fair.
We just blend everybody together, and this will not be a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Multiculturalism. That's the word for that.
Okay. So, do you guys have like the same prison problem up in Canada that we do here, or do you get? Why do
Okay,
Canadians
hold
love
up. So
commenting on our shit?
Ashwin and I are in Canada. Where are you,
Yeah.
Bilal?
I'm in America.
Whereabouts in America?
I'm
There's
from Detroit in Michigan. but
Yeah. Okay. I live in London, Ontario now, but I lived in Detroit for years.
Oh, sweet.
I
So
love
yeah,
Detroit.
I've noticed like
I miss it.
a bunch of Canadians want to like talk about our like elections and talk about all our social issues. Do you guys not have problems of your own, or
No,
do
we
you have,
do,
like-
but it's like to scale, like everything is in Canada relative to America, right?
Mm.
Like here's something about the way that elections are run in Canada that might be news to an American audience. Is our elections are declared at random, just whenever the government just decides we no longer have confidence in our federal leader. We just go, okay, we like decided there's going to be an election in 30 days, and then our election period lasts 1 month, and then it's done.
I didn't know that. What?
Yeah.
Well,
we could just have yeah.
well, it's
yeah.
also like you talk about like whatever's causing the biggest impact. Like if I want to talk about global warming, like Canada causes like less than 1% of the world's global warming. Like I would want to talk about like global warming being caused by like India, right? Because like there's like the pollution level in India, like there's like a recent thing in Canada, like during the wildfires in California, they were like, oh, our pollution level is like 200 parts per million or something, and they were like, this is so bad, and I was like, yeah, that's jogging weather.
Hmm.
Like you got to talk about where the actual problem is, you know?
Well, yeah, but like I don't, because it seems like America comes up way more than India, though. You know, because I feel like we were worried about like Russia interfering in our elections, but I really feel like those fucking Canadians are really gonna
Hmm.
throw.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we getting in your way with our good ideas?
Oh wait, are you sorry?
We're so sorry that we're making such a bad example for your corporations by just
Huh?
offering everybody healthcare. That just must be so
Yeah.
embarrassing for you guys that
Fuck
we're
free
just like
healthcare.
having like,
Yeah. Well,
oh,
Hassan Minaj had an old joke where he was like, everybody in America is like, the Russians hacked our elections. The Russians hacked our elections. Meanwhile, everybody in Latin America and the Middle East is going, oh, a foreign government tampered with your elections? What is that like?
Hmm. That's
yeah.
that's a good joke. That's funny.
The
But
world is watching the American elections right now. That's
oh
what's
yeah,
Yeah,
happening.
dude.
because
Okay,
you're the
so
only one that has like an internet troll as your president. Like anywhere else, you ask them like what they think they're like. If you ask an Indian person, do you know what the government is doing? Like most likely they're like, no, because they sound like they know what they're talking about.
Wait, are you calling Modi not a troll?
Oh no, of course he is, but he doesn't
Yeah,
like
he
he
is
doesn't
literally
tweet as
he
badly.
no, he doesn't. He has his own television show instead.
Yeah,
Like
and I don't listen
like
to that
like
shit either.
no, I know. I'm just saying like if you're gonna talk about radical insanity coming from the very top of a government,
oh, but if
India's
you
not
want like
doesn't isn't one to wag a stick right now.
if you want to lead a country, you're probably a piece of shit, right? So I mean, everyone's gonna suck. Like that's
Right?
just
Yeah.
Like
so.
I said, the whole thing is a game.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the border's closed now. We can't go to Canada, but Canadians can come here. And it's
No,
fucked
I
up.
know.
Because I was like, I'm just gonna dip out for the election. You're like, no, the
No,
border's closed forever.
Canadians can't necessarily go there. Let me tell you, I am a Canadian citizen. I am an American green card holder.
Mhm.
I was living in Detroit before all this shit went down. I was on a temporary declared leave because I do all my shit by the books because do not fuck with immigration. But I'm like literally stranded here in Canada right now, and I cannot return to the United States except for purposes of family reunification, and that has got to be permanent. Like, so I can't like just travel back
Hold
and
on.
forward.
Hold on.
I'm only allowed to travel to the United States at all once because I am like an American green card holder with family that I have that I have intention to reunify with in America. But if I do that, I am then stuck in America and I can't come back to Canada.
Hold on. So, wait. So your own country won't let you in? Like, you're like, I'm a Canadian citizen.
Both these countries are my own country. I'm an American citizen, or
Mhm.
sorry, I'm an American permanent resident, and I'm a Canadian citizen.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the one that okay.
Canada's treating me pretty good right now because I'm a citizen.
Yeah, and
who's
like
been up
if
in
you
here.
if you knew that whichever one of those two countries you were in, you couldn't leave it, like Canada is better to stay in
Right.
right now.
Says you,
I
the
had to pick
Canadian.
that. Yeah.
Like right now.
Yeah, I've got because I'm here stranded in Canada as a Canadian citizen, which is preferable.
All right. Well, I
Even
mean,
though I did live in the United States.
you
so.
guys do have all the ketchup chips over there, so
They're
yeah,
really
you-
good. And the all dressed chips.
I
Oh,
hate both of those. They're disgusting.
oh, they're so good.
Oh my gosh,
like
I
the
was
way they
just starting to like.
I like the way they burn.
I like the Indian flavor, magic masala. That thing's good.
Oh yeah. Oh man, they had a butter chicken flavor once on that like Lay's that election Lay's thing. Oh, so fire.
Butter chicken chips.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that sounds disgusting to me as well.
No, I love butter chicken. Oh man.
But-
Yo,
I love butter chicken. I just don't like butter chicken chips.
oh, yo, so I went to high school in Shanghai, China, and they had some rad flavors that I have like literally never seen
Mm,
repeated.
Nice.
Like they had fried shrimp as a flavor, and they had the seaweed as a flavor, and they had like steak as a flavor, and all three of those were so good. Those Lays, oh my god, I
I've
can't
had
get them anywhere.
I've had shrimp and seaweed. I had Asian friends in college who like would bring like shit over. I've had shrimp and seaweed chips, but
Oh, so good.
that was the third one. All right, I guess we should probably get back to form.
Okay.
Let me see. Jester, you are up next. Let me know what your topic is and when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time.
All right. My topic is the word impress. Now, I don't know what that means. So I'm aware of two meanings of impress, like specifically dress to impress. The first is from the late 90s club scene, which meant to wear shit that's fun to rub on while taking club drugs. So like in this instance, dress impressive refers to something like feather boas and pacifiers. I don't know. The other version of impressive is the dress to impress version of peacocking from that ridiculous pickup artist Mystery. Let's bring up a picture of Mystery here, just so we can see exactly what we're talking about here. So this, okay. So this dude's honest advice is that you dress like a jackass and then be mean to women if you want to do well. Now, this dude right here, he looks like an NPC in a video game that's definitely going to betray you at the end of the mission. Okay, so anyways, those are the only versions of impress that I was familiar with out of the box. But I'm easily impressed. The alternative to which seems to be being miserable. So my bar for what I find impressive has been considerably lowered during the pandemic started. So for example, I now think of traffic as me having to slow down slightly while someone makes a left-hand turn. And I now get impressed when I see more than 6 packs of toilet paper on a store shelf. And also, I'm impressed when someone has a really nice face shield. That's not something I had to have an opinion on before. I also now have an opinion about face masks. I didn't want that. I never wanted to have an opinion about face masks, just like I never wanted to have an opinion about neckties, but now I do. Fortunately, since now that I've been working from home, my necktie opinions have become much less important than my opinions about sweatpants. So one thing that is not impressed me when I have seen someone cough in public. I have done it. I've had to clear my throat. When I go into the grocery store, I feel this ticker timing where I can't cough. I know I can't cough. And the moment that I leave the perimeter, I let one out. I just, and it's the worst. The other day, I was in the grocery store and everyone was giving me dirty looks. And I suddenly realized my face mask had fallen down and everybody was looking at me like I had pulled my dick out in the middle of the grocery store. Speaking of that, Jeffrey Toobin recently got in trouble for trying to impress everybody on Zoom with his penis. That dude needs to learn to keep his tube in his pants. That's all I have written.
All right, sweet. Yay. Awesome. Any feedback?
No.
One of these days, I'm just going to shit all over Canadian politicians.
Yeah, it'll take some research, buddy.
Yeah,
I
which
find out who they
already
are.
means like it's either not worth it or it's already insulting. Like,
yeah, the one Canadian politician Americans know already died of cancer in the aftermath of his crack addiction. So, I mean, get some new targets.
The mayor of Toronto. I didn't know he was dead.
Yeah, I know. See, yeah, that wasn't as funny.
well, the
That
fact that
make
like
America late that
nobody has an opinion like not like nobody has like a strong opinion on like the way things are going in Canada. Not nobody, but you know what I mean. Is like reasonable indication that things are fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it's not so if it's not so divisive, you know? Like people are like, all right, there's bad things and good things, and like they're reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not gonna be funny when the second American Civil War starts and I'm stuck here. Will one of you marry me? Will that get me out of this?
Well, I'm not Canadian. I'm Indian.
Oh fuck! There's already too many people there. I
Yeah,
don't think
and
they'll want more.
The truth is that if you have a valid letter, like if you have someone who like has offered you a job in Canada as an American, you can be working within 6 weeks if you go through Immigration Canada, as opposed to the like decades that you'll have to worry about that shit with
yeah,
American immigration. So
and I would
it's
marry
not
you.
it's not undoable.
I would marry you, but India actually same-sex marriage is not even legal yet. Whoops.
Wait, how you know I'm
Did
a
you did
guy?
y'all
You haven't
hear
seen my junk, huh?
did y'all hear that literally today the Pope came out in favor of gay civic unions? That's like
Uh-huh.
that's like hot off the presses. That's like some shit for the discussion table.
Oh man, this is gonna like propel someone's end of the world agenda. Like so far, they're like, yeah,
Uh,
these are the end times. The Pope is embracing fucking. I don't know. It's gonna.
Yes, the Pope is embracing the solution to overpopulation.
yeah.
I don't think that's the solution to overpopulation. I think
If you can't have
genocide.
kids of your own and your only solution is to accept the kids that already exist, that is 100% the solution.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just need to start a holy war.
The species came built in with a solution who wanted the babies that weren't being taken care of, and like society was like, nope.
No, you don't want them ruining babies with their different ways of thinking.
The Pope says
Fucking
it's
gross.
fine. The
Well, yeah,
Pope
but
says
fuck the
it's
Pope.
fine.
I mean, if he was a real Pope, he'd be fucking waging war on some random group of people who aren't Christian. That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh yeah, religion is also one of those games.
I forgot that religion was about waging war and not loving one another. Sorry.
Yeah, it's about spreading your ideas and also collecting large amounts of money.
It's about tithe.
Yeah.
I mean, more than anything else in the religion game, people mostly hate the people that don't have a team.
I had a part of my shit that I didn't read that I wrote during Ashwin's set. And it was pivoting off of racism and about impressing people. And what he was saying about racism, I wanted to say racism is often not motivated by actual hatred, like he was saying. Sometimes it's just trying to impress other racists. Because somehow those with power have convinced those without power to fight amongst themselves instead of fighting those with power. I didn't tell those jokes because, like some of Ashwin's jokes, they weren't funny, even though they're deeply moving and true.
Wait, some? What are you talking about, man? Where were you? Nah, yeah, racism is fun. Like most people think it's people walking up and calling you the N-word and kicking you in the dick.
Do you know what one of the okay? So y'all know the Proud Boys. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
They've been big news.
Okay, guys.
Okay, this is an American thing, right? Because everybody been watching y'all. So one of the things that the Proud Boys will do, it's one of their initiation rites in the culture of American racism, is they get surrounded by at least 5 dudes, and everyone punches the dude while he recites 5 different breakfast cereals. The purpose of which, the stated purpose of which, is to prove that you are calm under pressure. But this is genuinely, objectively, some dumb shit done to like against one's better like wishes, and only to impress a bunch of idiot racists, right? Like there's,
Well,
do you know what I mean? Like there's
what's racist about them?
the Proud. What's racist about the Proud Boys?
Yeah, I don't know anything. Really.
They are the FBI and has declared them as an actual like domestic terror threat within the United States. They show up in places open, carrying weapons, inciting individuals to violence. They are literally trying to within internally they claim to be wanting to start something called the Boogaloo, which for those who don't know is a reference to the Civil War II Electric Boogaloo, because no one said that the things that they name things aren't stupid. That is what. So they show up in large volumes in support of right-wing like points. They are trying to, in some terms, immanentize the echelon. They are trying, some of them genuinely believe that their true purpose on Earth is to bring sooner the end of the world.
Yeah, but how is any of that racist?
Because they do it all while beating up black people.
Oh, really? Do they? I've never seen that. They're just out here beating up black people.
No, they do.
Exclusively?
I mean, not exclusively, but in
It's possible
significant
for a
part.
white person to educate a
Really?
black
Are there,
person
like,
on their own
statistics or
oppression.
something?
Oh man, there's got to be a lot. You know, there would be more statistics on it, I'm sure, if the American government was willing to record statistics on gun crimes more responsibly. But unfortunately, they're not
I
presently.
feel like people's like view of what racism is like it's kind of skewed toward like things that would be obvious, like people just like spitting on you or some shit or punch you in the neck. But I
The
feel
problem
it's
is
way
it's
more
not all like
nuanced
that.
than that.
Yeah, no, it is. There's lots of ways to be a racist asshole, and not all of them involve like hitting. You can be a race asshole just by like trying to touch someone's fucking
But the
cool
thing
ass
is,
hair.
like if people were walking
I don't know
around
where
just,
your
like,
frame is. Where's your video? I would touch your video's hair. Your videos.
See, I'm like that's
But that would be
that's
racist.
stupid,
well,
but I don't
no,
know if
that's
it's
mildly
racist.
annoying. That's not
It,
like
Yeah.
harming anyone.
it's a
But like
micro.
the
Is it a
thing is, like,
microaggression? Is that that's
Yeah,
something
you
I'd
see,
heard
this
once.
is what I mean. Like, who is expanding the definition of racism?
yeah, because this is stupid shit. This is shit that white people can look at and be like, "Oh, you're racist," and while simultaneously crossing the street when you fucking walk
Yeah,
by.
it's like,
But,
okay,
like,
let me. You just be like, okay, all white people. Here are 3 problems you should focus on: police brutality, telling your children not to have sex with black people, and shooting them on the street. The rest, like, leave them for later. Like, this is like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, you're right about that, Ashwin. Like that part of your set was spot on.
I liked it.
Let me see. Do.
No, the Proud Boys are bad dudes. They're
But
bad
the thing, if a
hombres.
group of people was going around beating up black people, you would like. First of all, out of all the groups of people to just to go around beating up, I feel like that fight would never mind.
Wait, do you not think the Proud Boys are a problem?
Yes, you said they were racist. I asked how they were racist.
Do you wait? Genuinely, I'm stopping the facetious joke part. Do you think they're not?
I'm not being facetious.
I
serious.
was. No, I genuinely okay.
A problem? I don't know. I don't know like much about them.
I mean, do you genuinely don't know, or are you like riffing on like
No,
the
he
president?
actually doesn't know.
The president of the United
way.
States pretends to not know who QAnon and the Proud Boys are, while also telling them to stand down and stand by.
But,
I also don't know.
Oh my god, that's a whole other kettle of where. Oh my god, that shit's totally fucking crazy. Oh, do you want to know? We can hold that on. Sorry, that's even okay. Okay,
Tell us.
in bullet points. In bullet points, what QAnon is. Oh my god! So they believe that the Democratic Party is a Satan worshipping cabal of pedophiles.
Are they wrong?
I mean,
Well, see, the thing is, like, another thing I think is kind of racist is when people assume like how you think just because of like how you look. Like, someone will walk up to me, or they'll be like, "Fuck Trump," and they'll look at me like, and I'm just like, I could be a Trump supporter. You don't know me. You don't know my life story.
it's
Just because
true.
I'm black, you assume I'm a Democrat or.
You think there are 0 black Trump supporters? Nope, that's not true.
No, that's not true
I
at
hate
all.
everybody. I
Kanye.
don't get involved.
No. I think that
No,
there's
it's
way
the
more
same thing.
black
You're the people who are
Trump
like,
supporters than are willing to show up at his rallies.
Well, that's
well, but
actually
the,
respectable.
Here's
well, yeah, but the
another
thing
thing.
is, like, I mean,
Here's another thing.
look at how much people shit on Kanye, and
Yeah.
they're shitting on Ice Cube now. Like, they're calling it, like, that's also a thing, you know.
If you called me up on the phone on my landline and asked me unprompted, "Are you a fan of Nickelback?" I would swear up and down that I am not. And like just to protect my own reputation. But the truth is, privately, behind closed doors, amongst friends, I am a fan of Nickelback, and I love the song Rockstar. It makes everyone who
Yeah.
sings along with it feel like they're a great singer
Yeah.
just because Chad is so goddamn terrible.
Yeah, and also
It
first
makes
of
me
all,
feel good.
yeah, and it's like first of all, that's exactly the way like he won the election the first time because everybody who
Yeah.
supported him just didn't say so until the actual election.
Yeah.
And
No one
also,
wants to say
like,
they like
doesn't
Trump or
that kind of
Nickelback.
show you how this democracy is broken? Like that, like half of the people that like can't even say who they support. Like I feel like that should be an indication that you're trying, like that you're doing it the wrong way by making people
Well,
scared.
no,
by
it's
telling you
like
what
people
to
are
do.
so closed-minded that they can't tolerate
Mm.
someone having a different set of ideas than them, so they instead choose to just fucking be annoying. Because like I'm looking at all of it from the outside. Like, I don't care like either way, but it's just fucking like
No,
weird and
we're
stupid.
looking at American politics from the outside. You're
Huh?
on the inside.
No,
Yeah,
no,
well,
I'm
yes and no, because like whether we like it, like I know we talk about the like that's the bigger problem too, right? Like everyone gets mad about this so easily because they somehow found a way to pretend that the outcome of the election for the most part like directly affects them. It's like for the most part as a population of like bigger than a million people, like presidents have come and gone without most people ever having felt any effect. Like it doesn't really, like you're not as affected by a presidency changing as you think you are. Like
Mhm.
we're like yeah.
I mean, yeah. You're ultimately right.
But the thing is, do you think that hate groups should be allowed to exist?
Hmm.
When you say hate group, do you mean like KKK?
Yeah, groups
I
founded on hatred.
No, I think it's a real dumb bad reason to have a group, and I think that if you have a group motivated for hate, what you're going to end up doing is enacting hate. That's why I mean you won't get me to say I'm against groups that are like volleyball motivated or like community theater motivated. Like get together and do something fucking productive. Just don't make it hate. Like I'm in support of all sorts of communities, even
Well,
religious communities, as long as it's not hate oriented.
Yeah,
well,
but
like
so if you see a group and all you like and you don't like it, then all you have to do is say, "Hey, this is a hate group," and all of a sudden they can no longer exist.
yeah, and
It's a
that's the
like
thing
I
I
feel like that's
don't.
kind of a slippery
Yeah,
slope
and I
because
don't
you
like
can't.
that. Like, I don't think you should be able to. Like, I think it's more like I will let anything exist as long as it's not directly fucking with my existence. So
What's
it's
Because I mean, you guys have a different like constitution and shit. You don't have
We
like
do. We actually
rights.
you're not allowed to hate speech is illegal in Canada.
Yeah, but who gets to say
It's
what
not
hate speech
protected
is?
speech.
Who gets to
Uh,
decide that?
a court of a jury with the potential of a jury of one's peers.
Okay,
Like
so
it's
yeah, I trust the government to tell me what I'm
yeah,
allowed to
hell
say,
no.
and also my like that's I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, and also it's like who's deciding hate speech? If it's the government, you mean mostly white people? Like that's because that's what it is. And like here, the thing
even
is,
in Canada. Yeah.
yeah. So like the thing is, as long as like I feel like I wouldn't shut a group down just because I thought it was based in hate, as long as they weren't like harming people.
Well,
Like
yeah,
you're
especially if I
allowed to
mean,
be
since you guys
stupid, you're
like
just
do,
not allowed to be like harmful.
especially since you guys like do comedy, you should be like fighting for, the right to say whatever the
Yeah.
fuck, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like,
I
No,
have
I
no
do. Yeah.
I have
No,
no
I agree.
problem with people saying I suck or like some group I am a part of sucks, because like I'm sure they do at least a little bit for some reasons. So I'm more just like just you just can't kill people for it. Like don't harm people. Don't do
Right.
that. Right?
But
Other
the
than
thing is,
that,
if like
yeah.
people haven't had real enough problems, all of a sudden, like words are hurtful now. You're acting like they're on the same level as physical harm.
They're
It's like
not. But
yeah, but people like to pretend they're.
beware
I'm
your
sorry, we're waiting for
thoughts.
Jeremy. Jeremy said he's on his way,
They
so I was
lead
just
to
trying to
words.
stall.
Beware your words. They lead to action.
Yeah,
Not always.
they can. But I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, until the action is taken, you can't really say, "Hey,
Yeah.
these words were going to lead to action," unless you take
No.
actions preemptively.
It's that same like old like suit of armor around the world before anything bad happens kind of thing, right? Where it's like, well, no, you like people have the right to make their own decisions. You can't just like proactively stop them from doing bad things. You just have to convince them as best you can that doing bad things is not in their best interest.
I was Team Captain Marvel in Civil War 2.
Anyway, Bilal.
Well, no, sorry, I was trying to wait for Jeremy. He said he's coming. He said 15 minutes, like 10 minutes ago. So I was just trying to just talk.
Well, you
But
have your set to do, right? So he'll be here by the time you're done.
well, I wanted to go last. Okay, all right. My I also wanted him to hear because I like his feedback.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, hey, if you guys are gonna if you guys are gonna shame me, I guess I can go. All right.
We're supportive. We're here to support you.
Okay. All right, fellas. My topic is popcorn. All right, here we go. Popcorn. A very fun topic. It's like why is like because I've never once like not been in a movie theater or like been at the store and be like I want to buy some popcorn, but like for some reason like at the movie theater popcorn is like the best thing ever. Like, cause I'm sure like I could easily make it at home, but I'm like, now I'm gonna pay $10 for a box of popcorn, and while I watch this movie, cause why do they let you like bring crunchy things? Like, why do they sell you something crunchy in a movie theater? I feel like they should only give you chewy stuff, you know. Then again, chewy stuff might be more annoying to listen to being eaten. It might just be like the whole time. It would sound like a slug orgy in the movie theater. You don't want that. I wonder like how they discovered like popcorn could pop like because I don't know I've never tried to eat corn raw, but I feel like it would you probably could. But popcorn, I feel like maybe it was like a witch trial or something. They're like they're burning all these people at the stake, and they're like, oh, this they're still bewitching people, and they're like. Maybe it's the corn. Maybe the corn is witches. And then they like tried to burn the corn at the stake, but then it started popping, and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Oh, they start eating it. And they're like, "Oh, this is really good. Wow, you could probably make money selling this stuff." And they started like opening movie theaters, but they didn't have projectors yet, so they would just stare at a blank sheet of like canvas or something for about maybe 2.5 hours. And then they were like, "Oh shit, I really have to pee during this." So they maybe that's how they invented the bathroom. They're like, "Oh, we can have this room that you can pee in, and it won't interrupt us staring at this blank canvas." It seems really practical. I don't know. Popcorn. Yeah, I actually went like a couple weeks ago. Comedy clubs just opened back up here, so I went to go watch a thing, and they handed me a bag of popcorn, And that was really because like I've never had anyone just hand me a bag of popcorn. Normally it was just normally like you have to buy it at the movie theater. But it works on the same principle, actually. Because I thought that popcorn only tastes good while you're watching a movie, but I was mistaken. It just tastes good all the time. Let me see. Popcorn. Talk about corn pop. Nah.
Do you do those
no more
flavors on that
politics.
shit?
Huh?
Do you do the flavors? Do you do the flavors on your
Flavors?
popcorn? Yeah, like you got them
Flavors?
flavor
What the
shakers.
fuck?
Yo,
No.
in Canada, we got like sour cream and onion, and all dressed in ketchup and like barbecue and like little shakers full of flavor that you can put on your popcorn.
Hey, what movie theaters have you been going to?
I think that shit is like against
Cineplex
the Geneva
Odeon.
Conventions or something.
Yo, America's all about flavor blast and shit. Like, come on, are you telling me that's not in America?
No,
That's
it's
super...
just butter.
Oh,
They
it's
like,
so good. Oh, okay.
fucking ew. I don't want ketchup flavored
You don't
popcorn.
want ketchup
No, but
powder
okay,
all
but
up
there
on your
is
shit?
okay, like there is like jalapeno cheddar topping, which would be good.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
This
Have
is
you never had
sacrilege.
like
We
cheddar
don't fuck with
popcorn?
the popcorn.
Oh, you can. Oh, and the white cheddar. Yeah, that white cheddar. You can make that like that smart pop like right there in the movie. It's like
Also,
fresh.
did you get through all of your jokes, or are we just heckling?
Huh? Well, I'm just riffing, so I don't really care. But
Sorry,
like this shit is
I
like.
wasn't sure if we were heckling or rescuing.
I mean, maybe you probably the latter, because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
running the stream.
I don't want to rescue you. Why do you suffer?
Well, yeah, that explains your set.
Yeah, it was funny because I was making you suffer while talking about your suffering. Like,
I'm done. You guys
It's
have any
funny because
feedback?
it's contemplative.
yeah, I don't give a. I was having fun. That's.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I just
Sorry,
did the weird but true news. I just did the weird but true news segment like Sans joke. I just heard.
you
Have
guys
you
have
heard
any,
about this crazy
feedback?
shit?
Yeah, mine was funnier than you don't know who the like red roll up boys are or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my god.
Let's just turn this into a roast.
Of whom?
whole
I'm
party.
worried if it's of all of us.
That's the best one. What you talk about? It's a roast of
Yeah.
one person to feel bad. If you roasted everybody, that's great.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Do you realize Donald Trump did a Comedy Central roast of himself in like 2015, like just
Yeah, I
to like
saw that
get it out of
when
the
it came
way?
out.
Yeah,
And I watched it again recently. I watched it again like a couple months
I
ago.
think it was like I think like Justin Bieber and like I don't even remember who was on there.
No,
It
they
was
weren't on it. It was Snoop Dogg was on it. That one deaf lady, Whitney Cummings, I believe.
okay.
Who's the guy who's fuck? I forgot his
Who's
name.
that dude? Who is that dude? The bald dude who was in the really good episode of The Mandalorian. Bill Burr. Was he in there? He's fucking.
No.
He kills it.
Did you just not know who Bill Burr was?
No, I know who Bill Burr is. He's on
Okay.
the scene.
Yeah, if
I
you had to
I
look
just gave
as
I just
far-
gave you 2 of his IMDb's.
Okay.
Yeah, but like if you had to look as far as like the Mandalorian to explain Bill Burr's existence.
It's recent. It's recent.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of comedians. You could have just said
F
Bill
is
Burr.
for family.
You guys didn't see SNL like a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I
It
love
was. That was really good.
Yeah.
He killed it. I was really happy with that.
I actually sent that to my mom, and she was like, "Oh, who's this? He's hilarious."
Yeah, my mom saw him and she doesn't even normally like him. It was like family friendly Bill Burr. I liked it.
Yeah. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my favorite part during the Trump roast though was when that deaf lady went up to roast him. I forgot her name, but and then like she like brought out a translator, and it was Gilbert Gottfried. He just like, he was like,
Oh man. Deep cuts.
the greatest Eastern European horse New York City has to offer, and it was fucking in front of his wife and daughter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
One of them.
Anyway, you guys have any feedback on the actual popcorn shit?
Oh You got
Yeah,
dealt a
you should
bad
try the
card.
powder.
Dude,
You
okay,
should try the
no,
powder. That flavor blasting is for real. It is game changing.
No, there's some shit you just don't change. And popcorn, butter, that's it. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, it's true.
I
No, it's good on its
can't
own.
believe you gave up that easy.
No, I did.
He's like,
I
there's some
did.
things you just don't try. And you're like,
I'm
"That's
not gonna
good."
mount a fierce defense of all dressed powder. Like I don't even know what the fuck is in there.
what am I gonna
Everything?
expect?
I don't know.
What am I supposed to expect from a country that gives you weed in a giant canister for no reason?
We have it's so reasonable here.
What?
Canister. Do they still do the canister thing? Where
When
give you like
did
the
The
fucking
tins? No, we do. There's like, but the tuna tin actually dates back to California in like the
No.
60s and shit.
It's not a tin. It's a fucking like what you would get like hair pomade in.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like the little like
Oh yeah, then what? Why?
yeah, that's because that's actually something that we got from that California was doing in the 60s, and that was the original dime, and you'd fill up a fucking tuna can with that shit. That was the original like.
No, but you could buy like any increment and they still give you that giant ass thing.
Well, you can do lots of things with numbers in Canada because we use the metric system, motherfucker.
Well, I know the
Oh,
metric system. It's like
it's not his fault they use the imperial system.
No,
it's like
it's
25.4 0.03937. That's the conversion.
oh yeah, that all made sense. That didn't sound like you were about to throw a football at the start of a round. 25,
No, you just
47,
multiply
36,
by-
If you really wanted to make fun of them for something, you should have started with the word football.
Yes. What the fuck did you do naming your hand game the foot game? You
Football,
idiots.
I think maybe the ball is a foot long. You know.
No,
Yeah,
but it's
no,
not. It's
No,
like,
even
it's
if
like
it
a-
was, why is that a good reason?
but it's not. Oh,
You guys are like,
my
oh,
God.
it's 30 degrees. I'm like, okay, let me get my coat, and I get over there and it melts.
We have Canadian football in Canada. That's a thing. And our field is 100 meters long because of course it is.
Well, there's a reason I didn't know that.
So, fair enough. I guess Americans just aren't open to decent ideas.
That's like probably like the WNBA of pro football, Canadian Football League.
Nah, well, there are a lot of fundamentals.
Actually, the WNBA is probably way more successful than the Canadian Football League.
I would argue that, yeah. No, and WNBA games are rad.
Hey,
What? Do you got
Jeremy,
time hours? You showed up like an hour late. We are like
well, he's in
15
Vietnam,
minutes
so
into like
it's
closing this
excusable.
shit.
I'm sorry, guys. Go continue. Don't let me interrupt. I'm
We're
just
all
here
on the
for-
same-
Are you?
No,
you're in Vietnam.
Do
For
your
real?
set, dumbass.
Huh?
It's like, no, interrupt. Do your set.
Yeah, do your set.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Launch right
already like done? Are you talking?
We're done. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
just,
they're
man.
ours already.
we're just
But
riffing.
this is the first round, so I mean, we still have to do the second ones.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry, guys, for showing up late. My topic was. I don't know. No.
Hold on, while you look for that, I'm gonna grab a beer.
You are drinking at this time? Like.
It's 11
And he doesn't
PM.
even have a green screen. He's got a blue screen. That's fucking weird.
It's probably just a bed sheet.
I'm sorry I'm late. I
Yeah.
want to say that
what
I
do you think you're doing coming in here an hour late making fun of people's bed sheets?
I got a dirty wall behind me.
You know, you can't do crowd work being an hour late. That's not fair.
All right, we waited for you to come back.
How?
Welcome back.
Ciao, sawadee-ka.
That's Thailand, but yeah.
I know, fair enough.
Xin chao.
Cup con cup.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, that mean. What does that mean? That means
That's thank you in Thai.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Fuck for a man.
off. 5 5 5 5 5 5. That means ha 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 ha. Okay. Are you guys? Okay, I'm going. All right, my topic is my topic is rockets, and it's still opening. So give me a second. Like rockets can be like many things. Like in the 1950s, rockets began taking people to space. The space race between Russia and USA. Russia was the first to put a satellite into space, and then followed that up by sending a dog named Laika. Laika was a stray from the streets of Moscow and was selected to be the occupant of the Soviet spacecraft Sputnik that was launched into outer space on November 3rd, 1957. So, guys, even a stray has a better life than us. Like, they just go into space and shit. Americans followed that up with some technology that we discovered in 2005 called solar panels by sending a solar power space satellite into orbit in 1958. Seems the futuristic life we live now was created in the past. Sputnik sounds like a cosmic communist dick. I'm sorry, retarded. And you thought Russia was bad by using a dog. America sent Ham, and that was the name of the chimpanzee that we first sent into space. Ham. So this is the part where you guys start thinking about the shit that you've not amounted to and why a monkey is cooler than you. Because the monkey went to space. October 7th, 1959 was the first time we saw pictures of the dark side of the moon. It was really dark. This joke's called Cleanup on Aisle 4. 1961, America put a man into space, followed by a woman 3 years later. Seems like the dishes were piling up in space and we needed a woman to clean it up. It's not good, I know. Cell phones, they say that cell phones have the same technology as the rocket that brought men to the moon. But my cell phone must be broken because I can only make phone calls on mine, and sometimes I can't even remember the app for calling people. Neil Armstrong was the first man to step foot on the moon. His famous words, "These are one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind," were followed by fuck that dog being in space before me, and man, I have big balls, said under his breath. The Houston Rockets, this is a basketball team named after the dude that works at NASA. The man named Houston is very well known. You might remember him from like Apollo 13, the movie. Houston, we have a problem. Everyone knows this Houston guy, but no one's ever seen his face. The Houston Rockets were purchased in 2017 for $2 billion, and with that amount of money that you could have went to outer space like 6 times in the 60s. But basketball, what do I know? The Houston Rockets, their star player was Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem the Dream. He was called the Dream because he started his working life in working for a Nigerian king, looking to off the money to a lucky person, and Hakeem was able to seal the deal, and he traded all that money to become a basketball player. He's actually from Nigeria, guys. We all know Sir Elton John. He's known as the Rocket Man, but what you don't know is he is the gay Rocket Man. The real Rocket Man is Dr. Robert Hutching Garog. He died in 1945. He's considered the father of modern rocket propulsion. After he created the rocket to go to space, he created the pocket rocket for the ladies. That's a vibrator. Finally, we reached the fat man with the girl's name, Kim Jong-un. That's all I got about him. He's going to be pissed. Red Rockets. Red Rockets is another name for dog's penis. Great. The most fun of all the rockets are bottle rockets, and this works best if you shoot out of a beer bottle, or if you shoot them out of a beer bottle. Not just any beer bottle, but number 7 beer bottle of the night, the one that put you over the edge. not the edge of being drunk, but like the edge of the picnic table with your ass hanging out and the bottle rocket shooting out of your asshole. Just remember, it's not gay. If it is a friend spitting into your asshole to help lube the rocket release mechanism, otherwise you may have a weak hole. Whole week. Okay, fuck. Yeah, you guys should have fucking just did the show without me. That was fucking retarded.
That last joke would work a lot better if you rushed through it.
Yeah, and that's
You gave us
as much
too
as,
much time to think about it.
yeah, and that's about as much as we laughed before you showed up. So
We had, dude, you are so lucky you missed it. We had like the weirdest, like political, philosophical, like bite. It was not funny. It was like scary.
well, Jeremy, you know the kinds of things I usually talk about. So
Yeah, no, I've been in a group with Bilal before. I know.
No, I didn't do anything weird. Yeah.
I didn't do anything weird. It was those other guys.
Yeah. Jeremy comes in and everyone's like, "You're lucky you missed it. We were all talking politics." And he looks at me and
You
he's
were
like,
just about to
"Yeah, I
start,
know."
Hey
We're
man,
just
we're
about to
just
start
glad
the
you got out. Of North America. I don't know. How's Vietnam doing?
No, that's good. Yeah, Vietnam's good.
How's COVID in
Everything's
Vietnam?
good.
I don't think I've ever asked
I've
that
heard
question
it's pretty-
before.
It's doing pretty good, I heard.
Yeah. It's I don't know the total cases, but I think that had like maybe 450 cases, and I think maybe like 30 people died. They had their shit together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Vietnam,
confirms what we
that
already
part.
know. Vietnam was always better.
I'm going. Yeah, they've beaten America twice. Yeah, I'm going to the beach today.
So good. Where in Vietnam are you?
Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's so rad there.
Yeah.
I
wanted
gotta
to let you guys know. Vietnamese vaginas do not go horizontal. Just for future reference, don't ever think that. All vaginas go up and down.
You realize how much
Think the
confidence
Australians, they're upside down, but it's hard to tell.
you realize how much confidence you have to go to war with the United States for the very first time and go, we should put this shit on TV.
Turns out all you need to beat America is a bunch of sticks covered in poo, but okay.
I don't think they really had a choice to go to war with America. America like set a boat in the ocean and blew it up and said that Vietnam did it, and that was why we went to war. You know, like 9/11 and stuff, where we went to war with Afghanistan, and that was because 9 out of like when everybody farts, right? So you probably fart on average of like 5 to 15 times per day, is what the internet says. And like if you fart like 15 times a day, that's excessive gas, and that's a sign of impeding invasion from the U.S. military. So just be safe.
Hey, speaking of farts and recently revealed geopolitical intel, I've got another tag for your Leica joke. Turns out Leica was actually cooked to death by the residual heat of the frame of the spacecraft, and not didn't run out of air like they had originally
but
said.
Russia said they killed they killed the dog before the heat was able to kill the dog, because Russia is like PETA.
Now this is very sad information to learn, but there's maybe wordplay for a hot dog reference.
Well, I was gonna say if it cooked the dog, I hope when it came down, it didn't land in Vietnam.
They do eat dogs here. Like, you would not believe the youth in Asia, guys, are killing dogs. Like, it's fucking horrible over here. They're eating dogs. The youth.
They run rampant. They do run rampant in the region, though.
Wait, why is that horrible?
It's like
youth
food that
in
follows
Asia is killing animals.
Euthanasia. I thought you meant
kids.
youth in Asia.
That's called a
Oh.
It's
joke.
fun.
That's how you write jokes.
I
Maybe
see.
not
Well,
you.
Yeah,
I
that's
might-
Might be a lot more math involved if
Hey,
you're writing
I've
jokes.
killed lots of people, but I'm against killing you specifically. I'm against euthanasia. Genocide, yeah, but euthanasia, no.
Guys.
I'm not impressed.
Since this has become all about me, I want to show you how much money I got. Million.
Oh,
What the
you
fuck?
got
Here in Vietnam?
no one.
How many
Here in
bags of
Vietnam,
chips can you
like-
get with that?
Anybody can be a prostitute. Like I could go out on the street right now with one dong and be a prostitute.
How many
And I'll
bags of
probably
chips
get
can you
laid.
buy with the money in your hand?
I could go to Vietnam
How
right
many
now
bags of
with one
chips can I buy
dong
with these?
and
Yeah.
request a prostitute.
That's like 13 million Vietnam dong. You can buy a bag of chips for 10,000. So like this is 50 bags of chips.
Okay.
It's $23, but it's 50 bags of chips.
Like the big ones?
Like
Yo.
this big.
I'm just
Is
trying
it
to
like a
compare. Like I'm just trying to
bag of
figure out how
Doritos,
expensive
like the-
stuff is.
The small bag of Doritos, like I went and got today. I got this coffee, I got this Red Bull, and I got this pack of cigarettes.
The
all
best
for,
Red Bull.
less than $2. All less than $2.
Oh,
Is that
Is it
like
the original
is
Red
that
Bull?
some sort of like espresso
that
drink,
Red
or is
Bull
that like
is
the regular
so good.
Isn't that where
Vietnamese
Red Bull
coffee?
came from?
Yeah, Cafe Suada. It's coffee with condensed milk.
Yeah, that's some
Nice.
good shit.
That shit's good.
Yo, that Red Bull is legit. It's like a fucking syrup with no carbonation, and it will get you where you want to be.
Yeah, I
the
drank too
Germany,
many
huh?
of them.
It's I know, right? It's so good.
That's things like a couple
So
caffeine pills.
good.
It's so strong.
It really is. It's fucking fire.
Yeah, it's jacked.
Do they have
Yeah.
popcorn over there?
Popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call popcorn or they call corn is bupsout, eh? But like I was thinking, like the other night I was drinking and I wanted to buy some corn while I was drinking, but turns out the guy in my neighborhood only sells bupsout day. He doesn't work in nighttime.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
You guys would have to understand the language, but yeah, there's a guy that drives like a little bicycle cart around, and he's got corn, and he just his loudspeaker says "Bups out, hey!" And like if you spoke Vietnamese, you would understand that means "Welcome to Vietnam. Please buy some
Yeah.
corn." But yeah, it's just corn.
Hmm.
But it's a corny joke.
God, I missed. I missed.
Why are you doing this to us?
Scott's gonna not let me come back to these things because I ruined so much of you guys' good time.
Oh,
Yo,
um,
Jeremy, this regional shit is really hitting with me, the one guy who actually lived in Southeast Asia.
Yes, you are the one guy that's lived in Southeast Asia. You dumb shit.
Just
Are you
because
not-
a guy
Yo,
who's
I
from
thought-
Asia.
Okay, you said you are. How old were you when you moved?
19.
Okay, 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 okay.
I'm the only one who
Okay.
hasn't.
It's because
I was
I'm
wrong.
white. It's because I'm white. He
I was
doesn't
right,
feel
man.
confident talking to anybody except for
You're an
white
idiot.
people.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm so glad I woke up for this, guys. This,
Oh,
oh man.
Man, I feel alone.
I don't know.
Feel like a
I'm just worn out from like cracker ass Americans telling me they're Irish. Like I don't believe anyone when they tell me what they are.
That's gonna be the highlight of today, honestly.
I'm an asshole. That's what that tattoo means. Asshole.
Okay. So we should probably get back to form. We're going back
Yeah.
around now. That's when
Okay,
you're up
thanks guys for
next.
sticking
You're up
around.
next. You're up
Yeah.
next. Let me know when you're ready to begin.
Oh, me? Yeah. Give me like. Yeah, now's good.
Sweet.
Well, actually, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I'll go now. So, this is like slightly more prepared, but okay. So, I recently discovered that I'm either addicted to furniture or porn, but I can't know which. because I just moved into a new house, and so I've been like shopping for like a bed, armchairs, and stuff. And I just like I was about to go to sleep last night, and like was watching porn. And in this film, there's this like guy, and he like pushes this girl like against a table, and my brain immediately went, "Wow, it's a nice table." Is that reclaimed wood? That seems expensive. Like you know something is wrong when you're looking at porn for furniture inspiration. I also like moved in with like two of my roommates are like my best mates, and one of them's like deathly allergic to like any kind of nuts and also shellfish. He can be like very annoying at times, which I think is highly irresponsible given that there's 15 ways to cause his instant death just in my pantry. Like I'm like, before you say these things, do you understand I could just toss a peanut at you and that would be the end? Like every time he annoys me and goes to sleep, I'm just like looking at my box of almonds like I could just leave one of these at his desk. And like not even to kill him, like I would put them in contrast against the desk so he could like toss it away. I just want to put like a note next to it saying I can get to you anytime I want. Um Someone was talking to me about how like gay men are way more promiscuous than straight men, like they have way more sex. And I was like, there's nothing about that is surprising whatsoever. Because if you told me I could have sex and there is no chances of babies, I would be like, yeah, then put whatever, wherever, whenever.
Just put
Like,
it in there.
yeah, like you guys probably just like joke to each other like, did you bring a condom? Like, like seeing a box of condoms under your boyfriend's bed if you're straight girl is kind of like, oh, someone's feeling lucky tonight. If you're a gay dude and you see a box of condoms under your boyfriend's bed, you're like, Julian, what the fuck is this? Like, do you have a side hoe? Is it that bitch Stacy? I knew you were lying when you said you were gay, you bisexual bastard. Like, last time I did that joke, someone was like, yeah, but there's still a risk of STDs even if you can't get pregnant. And I'm like, yeah, STDs are temporary. Babies, unless diagnosed at the right time, are forever.
Diagnosed at the right time.
Honestly, imagine if I tried to like explain pregnancy to you, but you didn't know that there was a baby at the end. Like imagine if I were just like, after you have sex, for 9 months your body's going to be incredibly bloated. You're not gonna know why you're feeling things, and whoever is in the room at the end of the 9 months will never be able to have sex with you the same. You would be like, oh my god, worst STD ever. Like children are not that far away from a disease if you really think about it. It's like watching like a couple ads on Facebook, and one of these ads was for a drone, and the ad was like, the commercial for this ad was like, "Oh, it's a great drone. It takes off and it lands. It's got all these features." And I was like, "Wait, that's just you saying like a drone does what it's supposed to do. Like, imagine if there was a commercial for a flight that were like, it takes off and it lands. Like, it's, like kind of like being like, this is like you should buy this thing because it does what it's supposed to do." I'm like, yeah, so does suicide. Like, I wanted to kill myself. I tried. Now I'm dead. It works. It doesn't mean I should buy it. Like, I saw another ad for the face wash. It's like face wash for men, and so the like tagline was all weird. They were like, "There's nothing sexier." Like, how do you sell face wash to men? You convince them that women like it, which is so the tagline for this thing is, "There's nothing sexier than a man who knows how to take care of himself." And I thought, really, that's the bar? Like, I imagine asking a woman, what do you find attractive in a man? And I'm thinking, firefighter, surgeon. Nope, just a clean face. Just like someone not living in filth. That's what I can't even complain, because I grew up in a house with mostly women, So I grew up differently, and then I moved into a house with 2 male roommates, and I told them we needed to go shopping for a duvet and a bed skirt, and they looked at me weird. I didn't even know growing up that part of like masculine male culture is drinking things that taste bad. Like every time you go to a bar with 4 dudes, they're always like, "Hey man, you want to get a picture?" And I'm like, "I want sangria." It even sounds nice. Like think about the difference between how those things two sound. Two things sound. Sangria sounds nice. Beer sounds like a dude. Like sangria, beer. Like why? And then you tell them you don't like beer, and they're like, "Oh, it's an acquired taste." And I'm like, so it's bad for me, and I have to work to like it. Like imagine if cocaine were an acquired taste.
It is.
Like if you were like, oh, like the first 4 times you try it, nothing good happens, but the 5th time it's great. But the first 4 times you're just risking a nosebleed for no reason. What's the point of that? Every time I go back home to my sisters in New Delhi, they're always like, Ashwin, we are the reason you're so comfortable with women. You should thank us. I'm like, you are also the reason I don't like them very much. Should I thank you for that? Like, if you ever grew up around, like, if you ever have like siblings, right? It's always, you'll know that part of being a sibling is just fucking with your sibling. Like, that is the most fun part of growing up. And I have like 5 sisters, so basically I have a universe of women to fuck around with. So, like anytime they say something, even if I agree, like if I'm their brother, I can't tell them I agree. Like I have to fuck with them instead. So they're talking about like makeup, and they're like, Ashwin, like most men say they don't like makeup, but what they really like is a no makeup look.
No makeup.
And the truth is, that's true. But if you're somebody's brother, you're not supposed to agree. So I was like, no, I don't think so. Like, I think there's legitimate reasons to not like makeup. And my sister's like, what reason? And I'm like, I don't like makeup because I like clean bed sheets. Like you ever go to sleep with a woman and in the morning your pillow looks like what she looked like when you went to sleep?
She
And
defaced.
the more your pillow looks like her, the more you're afraid that she's not gonna look like her. And like, you also like go on dates with a woman for the first time, and you like, I personally want to talk about like things like trust and honesty and like what makes a relationship work. And the irony of talking to a woman about honesty while she's wearing something called concealer on her face is not the best.
Good point.
I have to give my sisters credit where credit is due, though. I used to get bullied a lot in school, and I stopped getting. I stopped getting bullied the day my first sister hit puberty. Because
Ooh.
between the 5 of my sisters, they had dated every jock in high school, and men have no trouble believing that women talk. So the next time a bully walked up to me, like he was about to like beat me into the ground, and I was like, "Didn't you date my sister?" And he's like, "Yep." And I was like, "Let me level with you for a second. Come closer." And I was like, "I know how big your dick is, and I'm not afraid to tell everybody." Yeah. My favorite part of growing up with them was like I learned that like whenever they used to talk about people they liked, they would always talk about like men that had asked them out that they would want to say yes to, and I always talked about like women that I wanted to ask. And so there was this like divide in the way we thought about things that resulted in like weird situations where they would play games that I had no like way to talk about. Like they would play Who Would You Rather, right? But for guys that had already asked them out, like this dude or this dude, and they would like play it with each other, and they would get to me, and they would be like, "Who would you rather?" And I was like, whichever one says yes first. Like, this is my actual life. So if I like someone and I ask them out and they say yes, I'm not gonna put that in the back pocket and then go conducting a survey for other people. Like, what is wrong with you, right? So I would play my favorite game with them called Or do I have ADHD, or are you a shitty storyteller? Because Ben, half the time they'll come to me with shit like, "Oh my, like I do have ADHD, so it's hard to tell." But every once in a while, they'll come to me with things like, "Oh my God, I saw a bunny rabbit. It was really cute." And my entire brain immediately goes, "What is the mission statement of your story?" Um, yeah, I can't be completely sure I have ADHD. I can only be reasonably sure because I don't trust white doctors. And all the Indian doctors still think the solution to mental illness is a tight hug. People are like, "Oh, you can trust white professionals." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what they said about the priest, the pope, the police, and the president. So why don't you decide which of your authorities is trustworthy? I'll stay out of it." That's it.
Ah, sweet, awesome. Do you guys have any feedback?
I've recently been dating an Indian girl, and I'm now concerned that it might be your sister.
How is that feedback, Jeremy?
I don't know.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, if it is, you might not want feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Like,
I mean, you might know how big my dick is, and that's kind of concerning.
Yeah, but you're in Vietnam, so like what I have to compare you to is not that great either.
No, yeah, it's good.
I really like the punchline with the sheets, the makeup thing. That was
The concealer, yeah.
yeah. I feel like
Shit.
when you said a bed skirt, I thought like it was like a a nightgown or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that would be a good like little tag or something if you're like they thought it was like I was wearing a skirt
Right.
to bed. Oh
That
no.
could be good. It's okay. He gave his feedback. He was useful. He'll come back.
He always does.
Anything else?
So there he is.
Sorry. I like how you said death by porn. Like, you didn't say it, but somebody almost died in your set from watching porn. That'd be a pretty good way to go.
Yeah. Or what if you started like noticing things in the background of porn? Because how many people look at the background? Like there's just like.
Oh yeah. That story is no joke. Like I literally wanted the camera to pan away from the fucking so I could look at more of the furniture in the set.
Yeah. No, but what if like I mean, they were like I don't know like the nuclear launch codes or something in the background, and like people just no one had ever noticed it.
That would be fun. That's how they should like. That should be that would be a great way for the NSA to like communicate with their spies. Just like hide messages like in weird places in porn films.
Oh, I got a better way to hide messages. Like, especially if you're gay, you could write messages on the condoms and then roll them back up and use them and ejaculate into them and just leave them into your boyfriend's ass, and then he can take them to Russia because it's already in his ass. He doesn't have to do any work, and then he sells the secrets to Russia that are written on the condom.
Seems a little too involved, but okay.
Didn't you hear his set? They don't use condoms. Despite,
That is fair.
I was like, have you ever heard of AIDS? No, these are temporary.
I'm about to find myself again not telling a joke but sharing a fun fact. Different covert groups have in fact used the comment sections on public forum websites like YouTube and other websites, like on for example like Taliban, for example, specifically used message comments left on a comment section in a Britney Spears music video as a way of communicating secret messages through a nondescript means. So like that, just so you know, there's a grain of truth to that.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back through the recording of this, cut out the part where you called yourself the most Southeast Asian person in this group, and put that on my YouTube.
Fair enough. Ciao.
You're about to get so laid, man.
Oh,
You're
am I?
so about to get
Oh, I'm big Japan. Exclusively. That's where the metric wears off.
I just think the way that thing went down was so funny. I want that clip.
Any more feedback, you guys?
laid. Good job.
Or because
Condoms.
when you're talking about talking like never agreeing with your sisters, like what it feels like the house was on fire or something. You're like, no.
And they were like, "Oh, sure, the house is on fire." I'd be like, "Nah, son, I disagree."
We gotta get out of here. No, I'm gonna stay here and finish my cereal and watch my cartoons.
That's a good way to start that joke. I'll just always disagree with them.
You could say, as a way to try to get around how quickly my sisters were getting ready, I scheduled a fire.
You scheduled a fire like it was wrote on the calendar.
Yeah.
At
the
5 o'clock, we're all gonna burn alive. Have your makeup done by then, or else. But my mascara.
Yeah.
I was trying to get rid of these ruined bed sheets.
Yo, that one joke about like how like she like it left her face from last night on the bed sheets, and then it made me worried about what she's gonna look like tomorrow. That was the funniest fucking joke I've heard all night. That was really good.
What if like you like
That had
it
a
was
double
like
dip.
a pillow or something, and like you mistook it for her because their face was on it? Never mind.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have to have like
me-
a blow up
me and-
while you
me-
just fuck your pillow.
me and the impression of her that she left had a lot of good pillow talk.
Or you just like go
We
down
see-
the basement. You've
We
got
see
collect-
eye to eye.
Like, did you watch Game of Thrones with like all the faces and shit? And then, just have a collection of like faces in your basement.
A man
that
has
guy's
no
name Ed
makeup.
Gein. His name's Ed Gein, who had
Ed
the
Gein?
faces. Yeah, he's a serial killer who collected skin.
Like,
That's who they
Ed
based
Gein
the
is.
movie off of, like Silence of the Lambs, in like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They were based off of the serial killer Ed Gein. He used to like make furniture. Like Ashwin, he probably could make a table for you out of like human bones. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
I saw the official government certified censored version of Silence of the Lambs in Thailand, and it's 20 minutes long and not scary at all.
I saw the uncensored version of the Vietnam War, like outside of the United States, and it's actually 3 times as long. They got their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
Who, the Americans or the
Yeah.
Vietnamese?
The Americans.
No,
It's
the
just the
Vietnamese
shit on
side
America.
goes deep.
Fucking day on the workshop.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
they're
they, like
very
kind of they censored out the parts where like the Americans get there, try to get lunch, and taste spice for the first time. They're like, "What is this? Salt? It tastes weird."
America learned their error of their ways. They flavor blast the fuck out of everything now.
All right, we're gonna flavor blast this workshop along. Jester, you're up next.
Oh, I am the flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor of the minute.
So one of the
Really, really.
benefits that quarantine Zoom meetings have afforded me is that now it has changed the dynamics entirely of what my workplace behavior is like. Now, basically, my whole day is pajamas and microwaving fish. So, I don't mean to say that I wouldn't respect my coworkers were I there. Respect can take many forms. It can mean different things to different people. Some people would argue that respecting someone means that respecting someone means treating a person with kindness and compassion, you know, like a person. Other people would say that respect is about authority, and that authority has to be earned. The people who say this are in positions of authority. Some people in positions of authority expect the privilege of earned respect, but they don't get it or genuinely haven't earned it, and at that point they may figure, if this person won't respect my authority, I won't respect them as a person. So, but now, there's a vocal minority of frightened idiots right now in America who are concerned about defunding the police. Who will show up like an hour after I call and then shoot my dog? Who will fail to recover my stolen property and make my insurance rates go up? These are questions that people want answers to. I've got a problem with our fearless uniformed officers on the front line shooting innocent people while civilians have to remain calm with a gun in their face. But don't worry, in all of these instances, the police have cleared themselves of all wrongdoing. So there's nothing to worry about. Man, in uncertain times like these, I really want answers. But I honestly think that astrologists, astronomists, I think they're a bunch of fucking space cadets. And I think that numerology is a bunch of number 2. So, in these uncertain times, I try to look to the leadership of America. I look to the U.S. vice presidential debate for some goddamn reason, which is essentially like a political bundle. Vote for Biden and get a Kamala Harris free of charge. Or call now to get the Trump-Pence bundle. Operators are standing down and standing by. So, the jobs market has been a big issue, but not for me. My job is safe because I do things that a machine could never do, like disappoint my father. But I've been managing to find occasional employment, and I spend that money in fucking bulk. I go to Costco. I really like Costco. Their muffins are to die for, which is perfect because there's an uncontrolled pandemic on. So, these massive motherfucking muffins are the size of a goddamn chocolate cake, and Costco has the fucking audacity to sell them in multiples of 16. And I swear, I have never left Costco without spending less than $200. But then, they trick my dumb ass by selling me a $1.50 hot dog on the way out, and I'm go, oh, it's also reasonable. And enjoy those fucking Polish sausage burps, because that is the last time that your burp is going to be anything other than whatever you just bought flavored for weeks. But you know what? It's times like these uncertain times where everything in my life is going to shit, where the one stable thing in my life is political debates. And that's fucking horrifying. Honestly, in the vice presidential debate, it was a pleasure to see Kamala Harris breaking the plexiglass ceiling. Honestly, Kamala killed it like the Trump administration killed hundreds of thousands of Americans through negligence. I'd have more jokes written about the debates, but they haven't had as many debates yet.
Debates.
So they did do that dueling town hall thing. They did that dueling town hall thing where Trump was on one network and Biden was on the other network, where essentially we were muting one of them at a time at will. And Trump is just not okay with that being in the hands of a capable person. We do not want that Trump. I'm done. I'm out of speed.
Oh, yay. Sweet. You guys have any feedback?
The good thing about speed is it lasts a long time. So, like, if you're finished snorting your speed, it's still going to be around for a couple of days.
Until the bill collectors come.
I like how you were talking about Costco and buying in bulk, and then like they have the audacity to sell me a single hot dog for the cost of a whole pack of hot dogs, like $1.50 for one hot dog that's cooked, or like $1.50 for 120 hot dogs that are not cooked. Like,
Mhm.
that's fucking retarded.
Yeah, but it has a soda with it.
Costco being like completely expensive, but then at the end selling you one thing for $1.50 and saying we're cheap now and making you feel good is kind of like America just being like, yeah, we'll kill you every once in a while and drive-by shootings and brutality and this and that. But at the end of it, they just go, but it's a free country, and everyone goes, yay.
Fair enough.
Or it's like when you go to Costco and you buy like the 100 pack of condoms, thinking, oh yeah, this will be enough condoms for the rest of my life, and then like you never use one of them. Like I know there's been so many situations where I put a condom in my pocket because I'm gonna get laid, and then I go to the girl's house and she doesn't tell me to wear a condom, and I'm dumb and I just fuck her without the condom.
Yeah.
Like that's wasted Costco money right there. Like
Well, yeah.
it should
It's
get
like
return policies.
yeah, well, like guys that actually like you like on like occasion actually have
I don't
sex.
fuck dudes.
Don't
I don't know.
Yeah. No, but like guys that actually have like not with each other, just like guys that actually use condoms on a regular basis, actually like have the box lying like they never put it in their wallet. Like the wallet thing is like if you ever see a condom in a dude's wallet, do not touch that thing. It's been there since 1964.
It's
So
probably
you're
his
telling
dad's
me that the
wallet.
guys who care about preparation have preparation for their preparation?
No, I meant what I said. I like what
No, it's
I think at
foresight.
some time
Foresight on
when
top
you
of
said-
foresight.
When you said preparation, you should have said H. Like there should have been.
No, I
an H
shouldn't.
in-
Again, just like Ashwin, I'm not implicating buttholes in my statement.
I'm a free for all hole fucker. I think
Yeah.
all holes should be
No.
fucked.
No. Put your condoms in a little box tin. It's like literally more secure. It's better. It's preparation for your preparation. Foresight for your foresight. It's a good plan. I'm
foresight
not
for your
ragging it.
foreskin.
Like
Yeah! That's what that reservoir tip was on.
You talking about like an Altoids tin?
When were you? What?
Yeah,
what did
no,
you
no,
say?
like there's like little like condom-sized boxes that you can get. It's like a little cigarette container for your.
I think that's
Whatever.
called a
Condom.
box
Like
of
the
condoms.
full,
Like it's
no,
it comes
there's
in
a box.
and you're talking about taking it out of the box and putting it in
Yeah,
another
I
box,
know,
and
but
then
you gotta,
taking the
like-
condom and putting it on your penis and putting it into another box.
Yeah,
There's too
but,
many
like, if
Well,
you're
you
gonna
should
want-
just like not
This,
carry
yeah,
them,
but
just,
you're
like,
gonna
run
want
it.
to like a slimline case because you're gonna want to like get all this in your skinny jeans, right? And like make it all work for
Yeah.
you by the end of the night.
But
You gotta have a whole
also-
plan. Skinny, you gotta
you
have a
said
plan.
that it was a
Skinny
metal
jeans through getting in her skinny jeans. Like it's got to be a complete plan.
Well, her jeans, her
If it's
skinny
a-
jeans are just called jeans.
Well,
Yeah,
Or you
fine.
could just
yeah.
like wear
It's
it all the
I'm
time.
not the guy who decided to make women's jeans shaped like human legs and men's jeans shaped like generic tubes. I'm not
Well,
that
you've
guy.
never-
Well,
been
that's
on an
because
airplane,
men like
apparently.
looking at women's legs, and women like not trying to look at men's legs. Like that's the reason.
Yeah, but are your legs not sexy? Maybe that's the problem.
Okay, look at me. Really?
I bet his legs are fucking gorgeous. Like, if you put the condoms into a metal box and then you put them into your skinny jeans and you walk through airport security, beep, 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 beep. Now you're not getting fucking laid on the plane, dumbass. Just bring it in with no box. and
Oh
they
no,
won't know.
you set off the DTF alarm. Now everybody knows.
What were you saying about? What did you say about the police, Jester?
I said lots of shit about the police that I don't want to say again.
Because at one point in your set, I was thinking about. I remember one time, one of my friends was asking me to like go get a driver's license here in Canada because I know how to drive, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's really simple to get a driver's license in Canada. All you have to do is like drive around the block and not shoot anybody." And I was like, "So are the police not getting licenses now?"
Yeah. That's
Somehow, I'll be honest, I didn't have to go through the Canadian rigmarole because somehow, after getting my initial license at like the age of 14 and 8 months in Michigan, I was able to then transfer that license into Ontario and get my like general license.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm talking about,
You're allowed
Bilal.
to drive a
Yeah, 14 and 8 months.
farm
And
tractor now?
14 and 8 months, right? That's what it is.
Mm.
That's when you can get
I
your
got
permit.
mine when I was 20. So I don't know.
Be right back.
Yeah,
I like how his picture's like a gold white woman. Like I'll be right back. And his
Yeah, what the
picture's a
fuck?
fucking white
Yeah.
woman.
Oh, look. Oh, hey, look. Karen is back.
But I'll actually be right back. Hold on.
Alright.
We're not gonna wait for him. Let's not wait for him.
No,
Just keep
no,
going.
we're gonna. Let's talk
Okay,
shit
I
about him
guess
while
it
he's
has been
gone.
Quite a while. Who's up next? So
He's
Jeremy,
got
you
2
wanna go?
doors in this house. That's pretty. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Should we wait for him? I mean, I value his
guess so,
input.
yeah.
You know.
It's a little bit game show with the doors,
I-
where you choose the door.
Yeah, that could be
Oh.
confusing.
Monty Hall was the host.
Yeah.
Ah.
What's up with the door on the right? It has like 2 light switches. Like there's one higher than the other. Like if he's got little kids that come into his room that he don't want to turn on the light, he uses the top switch.
Let's make a deal.
Okay, yeah, that was it.
And everybody used to wear weird motherfucking costumes. And
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they did a remake of it recently.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got the black guy. The I forgot his name.
The Family Feud guy.
He's the host. No, I don't think it's Family Feud. No, because that's now I can't fucking remember
Steve
his
Harvey.
name. That's Steve Harvey.
Steve
Yeah.
Harvey?
I thought it was. He hosts everything. I just assumed.
Make a deal. Host. He's very famous. He was on Whose Line Is It Anyways? Wayne Brady.
Oh no fucking
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, he's the host. He's the current host
rad.
of Let's Make a Deal.
I love that shit. Okay,
Yeah.
I might even watch that
Let me see. Did he come back in the fucking room?
Okay, I will.
I thought I saw
be
He
right
came
back. I
back
gotta
into the
pee.
room, but he didn't come back into the show. He's probably doing some weird Indian shit.
Yeah, probably like just floating cross-legged.
He's like, yeah, he's meditating. He's coming up with new jokes. Like, is that like a trash box by his door? Like, I mean, it just looks like a box of trash. So there's a lot of things going on in his room. He needs to clean his room.
Hmm.
So, how are you?
I'm okay, I guess. How about you?
I'm okay. Maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a very weird episode so far. It's apparently Shit on America Day, and also, wow, okay.
Yeah, I just left you as well. It's like, fuck, hold on, let me come back.
Well, okay. Hi. I like, yeah, this is probably like my least favorite episode that I've done so far. It's fun. It's really fun. I enjoy Misery. It's been 1 hour and 43 minutes and 27 seconds, and I still have 2 people to go. Maybe I won't even go. Actually, I should just tell my jokes now while everybody's gone. I did.
That must have
Oh,
been
hey,
weird.
hey, Jeremy. How have you been?
Yeah, that must have been weird. I'm sorry you've left all alone.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I'm waiting.
Oh.
Like, what?
Let's see. I
What
can
was
tell
that?
you a joke.
All right, shoot.
I don't really know any jokes, really. Let's see.
Let me look in the old vault.
Look in the old vault. I did the show yesterday, and my topic was cattle. And I've recently been dating this Indian girl. I wanted to say this when Ashwin's here because he's Indian. but we'll just keep going. So yeah, I've been dating this Indian girl. Surprising, I know. She's smart. She's fun to hang out with, and she has a really good job, which makes sense. You know, she's from India. In India, 79.8% of the population are Hindus. They practice Hinduism. Hindus are vegetarian, and they consider the cow to be a sacred symbol of life. That makes my Indian girlfriend a cash cow because she's got a really good job. She pays for things for me. I feel like a whore. Would you get cook up 6 of those Costco hot dogs?
Wait, hold on.
I didn't hear.
Weren't you eating 30 minutes ago?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I want to ask questions.
When you got 5 sisters, you eat 5 times a day.
When you got five of anything in any house, you eat as much as you can when you can. 'Cause you have
You
no
live
idea
in
when
the
all the...
house currently with your sisters?
No, but the habits stick. My sisters are all basically I lived in a joint family in India. So these weren't real sisters by blood. I just had 2 uncles in the same house. They both had daughters. And we just grew up in the same house.
You ever have the feeling that you wanted to kiss one of your fake sisters?
And what, they were cousins?
100% absolutely not. And yes, they were cousins. We just grew up in the same house together, so there's no practical difference between them and my actual brother.
Oh, well, I had a cousin that I was growing up with, and she showed us her vagina in the swimming pool. You'd put on the goggles, and she would go underwater and take off her swimsuit bottoms and show us when we were 15. But I thought that was always weird because it was my cousin, but then actually it was a cousin by marriage, so it's kind of still weird. But her mother got divorced from my uncle, so we're not cousins anymore, so it kind of makes everything all right.
That's
yeah,
great.
and I mean, even if it weren't all right, I wouldn't be the one to tell you.
I would. Jeremy, you want to do your joke now?
Okay.
Oh yeah, because this was just the truth.
All right, so I just wrote all of my set from Ashwin's set about condoms and things like that. So when I was 12 years old, I found out who my dad was. We had a DNA test, and my dad came over to our house, to get to know each other. And the next morning, I woke up and my dad was still there. But then I went to the bathroom and my dad was gone. So 9 months later, my baby brother was born, and I was, again, excited. I have a brother, have somebody to share this shitty life with. And turns out my parents never got a second DNA test because they didn't want a third baby. They couldn't afford a third baby. So, yeah, my mom, she taught me about condoms, putting condoms on whenever I was a kid. I was 16 and my brother was 9. Whenever we learned it. Well, shit, that's not good math. Yeah, I was 16. My brother was 5. And so my mom, she showed us on a little gherkin, which is a little small pickle. And then she showed us on a big, strong zucchini. And I'm 38 years old now, and I can put a condom on 2 size penises. So you guys got that going for me. Condoms, they're very important. If somebody says, there's always the Valley girl, she says, oh, if I could bring back somebody from the dead, I would bring back Hitler. I would kill Hitler when he was a baby, and we would never have the World War II or the Holocaust. So Hitler comes back as a baby, and you could tell that he's Hitler, because he's got this little milk mustache, and she doesn't kill baby Hitler. Baby Hitler lives to go to grade school, and he's doing so well in school, but he's also torturing animals behind the house. He grows up, graduates college with honors. And now this is about the same time as World War One. So he's like 24 years old. You know, but we can't kill him yet because like he graduated with honors. So like Hitler grows up and there's a second World War. And like after the war, the conspiracy videos say that Hitler moved to South America. And at some point during his career as being a warmonger, he caught syphilis from sleeping with a prostitute. So he moves to South America, right? And he marries this woman in South America. He has a baby, supposedly. This is all I don't know the word. This is all crap. So he has a baby, and now this is just like another example of a white man bringing disease to a third world country, because communism is going to spread in South America, just like syphilis. It's very easy to pass. I'm totally fucking retarded. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So I'll tell you, this is good. Jester knows what I'm talking about because he's been to Asia. HIV tests, blood work, this is very cheap in Asia. It's like $7. And for $7, you get your blood tested for STDs. But the problem is like waiting for the results, you know, just the same in the US. But luckily here in Vietnam, you could pay an extra $10 and you can get your results guaranteed negative, because that's how communism works. This joke's only funny if all of you guys laugh. So it's an AIDS joke. All right, that's all I got.
Yeah. Yay, sweet.
Jester, we can't hear you.
What?
Oh, hey. Public health is hilarious.
Okay, you're back.
The guaranteed negative thing was funny.
In Canada, it's free to get an AIDS test whenever you want one.
Yes, but it's not free to get a negative AIDS test.
No, that requires other experts.
It's free here.
No.
All you have to do is say you got a negative AIDS test.
Hey man, I had to spend a lot of money in order to like get the conditions right to
It
get my
all
last.
depends on the education level of who you wanna fuck.
It's true.
Me,
I wanna fuck
I require a test from a less corrupt country than my own.
Mm. Fortunately,
Okay,
in
so
Canada,
you living in
education's also
America.
cheap.
No, I live in Canada, but I am Indian.
I'm a Canadian who has an American green card. Who
Well, I live in
is
America,
trapped
but
back
I
in
am
Canada
American.
during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I feel
Jeremy,
so
in
poor.
the
have-
middle of your set,
A blue passport.
That
In the
used to
middle
be
of your
worth
set-
something.
did you on purpose look at Jester and be like, Jester, you'll know this because you've been to Asia?
That's crowd
Yes, I
work.
did.
That's crowd work. That's like I know one. I know. Let's say I know one of you guys. One
Once
of you guys
again-
will get this joke.
Look, you both did it though. Like you each one. So
We spoke to each other. Jeremy
yeah,
and
I'm
I.
saying you both forgot that.
Yeah, you both have each other's backs in understanding Asian culture.
That's right. We both can
How
agree
come,
that
Cobb?
vaginas don't go horizontal.
No. Unless
It
the woman
depends on
is
how people are
horizontal.
oriented, right? 'Cause it'd be
Well,
weird
it
if they stayed vertical.
depends if you just lay the woman sideways. The
Yeah,
world's
if it was like gyroscopic, that'd be
Yeah.
pretty weird.
So it's
one night in Bangkok, and that
oriented.
girl's your oyster.
The vaginas are oriented is like that, like they're oriented a certain way, like from the Orient. Haha.
No. I love wordplay, but I don't like racist jokes, and I'm sorry that I did that. Sorry, guys.
I'm so confused.
Did Bilal not tell you guys that you can say the N word? Because that's his.
Yeah.
Wait, did I
That
did
was
I
his
not
opening.
spend?
That was his opening remark.
Yeah,
And
You
I
guys
was
are
in
really being a
shock.
bunch of
and
niggers
and
right
I
now.
specifically
Honestly.
spent 60, and I specifically spent like a full 6 minutes on trying to explain that like saying weird shit doesn't automatically become racist. Like Orient, whatever. I don't give a shit.
No.
No one does.
No, it's fair.
Like, oh, we don't want to
No,
do like
because
an
it doesn't
Oriental,
have
but
the
like, oh
all.
my god.
No, whatever. This is what I mean. It's just, like, when did we
When did
expand
that-
our
when did that
definition?
become, like-
Listen. All of this is why when I go back to America, I'm not even comfortable ordering vinegar.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You ever seen Gran Torino? I
Yeah,
watch that movie every.
That's
I watch
a
Did you
that
guys
movie-
know
great-
that Clint
that's an
Eastwood?
excellent
Clint Eastwood's
weird movie.
fucking 90 years old. Do you know
Oh,
that?
could we
fucking
not
90
all
years
tell?
old.
Could we not all tell
No.
when he was like
Yeah,
acting
the
like
only-
an old crazy man?
The only point at which asking for vinegar would be offensive in any circumstance is if you specifically went into a restaurant, specifically asked for a black server, specifically asked him to come to you, and then went, "Can I have some vinegar, please?" Like that. That's the
Or
only
if you're
circumstance.
Or if you're watching
Yo.
a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
That seems problematic from the get-go.
Watching Fast and Furious?
Yeah, I don't know how.
Right.
I don't know how, but it does.
I see.
I don't know. Not gonna
Is Vin
touch
Diesel
it.
black? I don't even know.
Ugh.
Well, he was in
Anyway.
that movie Pitch Black. So
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
Ricky.
Yeah, that's the same.
He was in Triple X.
He
Triple
was
X.
in Saving Private Ryan.
would that make him a porn star? Like if he was in Triple X?
Only if it's the subdomain.
Either that or
what
really
what
really bad.
makes a porn star really?
I mean, I think it was the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas who says, "I don't know how to define pornography, but I know it when I see it."
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's
a
not
very,
even that's
reassuring
I don't know.
statement from someone whose job it is to interpret definitions.
That's
of things.
that's a statement that's so boring from such a fogey that it's almost a joke by accident.
Well,
Okay,
it's
well,
all
well,
fun and
no,
games
so-
until you realize it's a government professional saying, as a representative of the government, these rules are open to all manner of interpretation.
It was one of the Pope Judiciuses that said, I think it was the 6th, I don't know. There was a couple of Pope Judiciuses that said, "Men must be taught as if you taught them not, and things unknown proclaimed as things forgot."
Yeah, like
Is that a
That's-
fucking
that's-
poem?
that's kind of like a pope saying they'll know sexual harassment when they see it. Like,
And I just,
Like
I'll know it when
molested
I
boys is
see
not
it.
select-
I'll know it when I see it. I'll know it when I see it.
yeah. And I'm like, just because
You
you're
look
wearing
like
a
that guy
blindfold.
from the Maze movie. I think it's called Labyrinth or whatever. Who had like his hands in his
Oh, Pan's
eyes.
Labyrinth.
Did you know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the guy? So the guy who was doing this shit in Pan's Labyrinth is Suru in Star Trek Discovery. Did you know that?
Same alien costume and everything. Huh?
It's that guy. Yeah, he's just like skinny guy who's okay with like 4 hours
can-
of prep.
You can tell. You can tell that it's like 4 comedians talking when they seamlessly switch from the Pope, like ignoring sexual harassment,
Aliens.
to just like Star Wars inside of a
Yeah, I
second.
don't know the Star Trek shit. you
The
guys have any more
Facebook.
feedback?
Yeah, we literally went from "I'll know it when I see it" to "Well, Star Wars is cool." Like,
Star Trek. Star
Oh, fuck
Trek. Come on, man. Come
For
on.
a shame. You should know.
There
Do
is.
you guys have any more feedback? on
Wars
that
have been fought
wondrous-
over this.
may the
Star
syphilis
Wars.
be with you.
Made this.
Any more
Thanks for the feedback, guys. It was
Yeah,
great. I'm
syphilis
gonna
is
have
how
to
you
write
get
a
a
book.
dishonorable discharge from Starfleet.
And the Catholic Church.
Well,
Syphilis is taken care of with a shot. I don't think they're gonna kick you out of the church for having syphilis.
No.
AIDS, yes.
Well,
But not
the church.
syphilis.
Well, the church only kicks you out for syphilis because you're like, well, we were okay with the sexual assault, but now you're just weird.
I mean,
Well, I
if
was
you're
gonna
gonna
say,
do the medical treatment, fine. Otherwise, there's gonna be discharge of some kind.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
in the Catholic Church, a dishonorable discharge is when you come outside of a toddler.
Spilling the seed.
Do you have that written down? That's good.
That's
No.
good. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
shit,
bad,
yeah.
but it was a good joke.
That's usable.
All right. Okay. Right
Dishonorable discharges when you come outside of a toddler. Now be careful of trying it and have to build context around it and convince them you're a good person first, but it's
No,
definitely a
you
great
don't.
joke.
That's a fucking myth.
I don't think that that's a barrier to entry.
Well, I mean, what actually is a barrier to entry is consent, and they don't respect that, so.
Okay, so
You
I'm
guys
gonna
know that
do my
Costco
joke
sells
now.
hot dogs for $1.50?
It
Come
makes
to
me
the-
so happy every time.
Okay, so
They make-
I don't like. I grew up with like a.
Get it together.
My family is. My mom was from New York, so like I go out all the time, and I go with my grandma to BJ's. And I don't know if you guys know about BJ's, but the
I
hot
do.
dogs-
They're
do.
great.
Okay. Wait, I should probably do my jokes. Actually, never mind. I'm just saying, how really good hot dogs there. Okay, here we go. So, let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. So you guys
Skill
might like
salt.
this. I was in Toronto a couple years ago, and I like drove there. So like I had stopped at like a red light, and this homeless guy just came up like and started like just throwing this like opaque soap on my windshield. Like I was like, what the fuck? Because I couldn't see anything, you know. So I like turned on the windshield wipers, and I guess the wiper hit his hand. He got mad, and he like threw water in my car. And like, who the fuck, like, who started that shit? Because like, it's not like I know Canadians are polite, but like to just come up and start doing some shit, like to offer
Something
someone
I didn't
like, not even
ask.
offer them a service, but to start like. I don't know, trying to charge someone for something they didn't ask for, like it's expected of them. I was like, no, you're supposed to like if you're a bum, you go and get all your bum buddies who do that same thing, and then you form a government, and then you can do that shit. But until then, like, this is small time shit. I rank how hot a chick is by the amount of head tilting and blinking she does, because otherwise I have no way to tell. All right, new shit. You ever been fucked with a rake? You ever been rake fucked? I don't know. I think a gold tooth is way more badass than a tattoo. Because tattoos used to mean you were tough and shit, but now they just mean you're artsy. Got a gold tooth, that'd be cool. I don't ever want to get famous. I feel like the worst part about being famous would be having to deal with time travel shenanigans. Because I'm just like, if you're famous, you could just have people like just popping out of portals and like running up and punching you in the dick, and someone runs up to you and they're like, "Hey, are you the guy who invented the retard helmet?" No, you're like, "Yeah," and they just like punch you in the dick. Like, you ruined my fucking childhood. Let me see. I walked into a bar one time and I asked for an old fashioned, and the bartender started looking in like the beer fridge, and I was like, okay, I am definitely in a really, really shitty bar. Seems like my kind of place. Okay, so I get pulled over a lot, and every time I get pulled over, the cops always want to search my car. I think it's because I kind of act like the guy in Scooby-Doo that they want you to think did it. But you know when someone's being really nosy and you see it about to fuck them over, but they keep going, so you're like, all right, whatever happens, happens. Because they always look in your car like they're gonna find some big ass stash of drugs or something. Then they pop your trunk and find a Foot Locker full of baby heads. Like, oh, I've never seen those baby heads in my life, officer. They're not mine. You want some peanuts? These are mine. I bought them.
Bought them.
I bought them at the store. So I was raping a pile of dead babies the other day, and I was thinking, you think anyone's ever been walking in the woods and they see a bear, and the bear sees them, and they're like, oh fuck, this bear's about to kill me, so they go to run with it, like twist their ankle and they fall, and now the bear's standing over them and just looks at them, and it's like, the sound of the Gyan Shoja temple bells echoes the impermanence of all things. The color of the Sala flower reveals the truth that to flourish is to fall. The proud do not endure like a passing dream on a night in spring. The mighty fall at last to be no more than dust before the wind. I had a friend who jerked off 6 million Jews. They called him Beat Off Hitler. Alright, I'm done. You guys have any feedback?
Beat off.
Dude, that shit was amazing. Dude, literally every second of that caught me off guard. That was so good. Oh my god.
What would Hitler's name be if it wasn't Beat Off? Would it be Seed Off Hitler? Like,
No,
does it
that'd
just
be
go
the
down
Pokemon.
the alphabet?
I have a couple of notes written down here. The first one says,
Hold
do
on.
you feel
hold on.
like-
Why did you show us your notepad? Like, do you need to confirm that to us that you know how to
No, it's
write?
really cool looking.
Like,
I like
notepad.
looking at it.
it's fine. I've got a transparent notepad that I can write shit on, and
It's like a boogie board.
It's a boogie board. It's exactly a boogie board.
Yeah, I used to have.
Is
a
that why
boogie
you
board
cannot
when I-
Yeah,
read?
and then so
Because
I can write that shit, and then I can just press one button and bloop, and it all disappears. It's
Yeah,
fucking.
I had one of those
it's
when I was
fucking cool.
taking Japanese.
there goes the
really
feedback
cool.
you were about to give us. You just deleted
You're
it.
gonna. I did delete it. In order to do a product promotion. But my first comment is, do you feel like you were personally assaulted by like Canadian bureaucracy? Or like people were trying to help you? Was that a problem for you?
Well,
But
I mean,
my second comment that I forgot was it was rake fucked.
Yeah, that was good.
It was just that, but I like underlined it several times because it just said
Wait.
rake fucked.
Can someone explain that joke to me? What was the joke?
It was very funny. I did not
Oh.
get it, but it was very funny.
no, the thing is, like, I had a show like last week, and some chick who was sitting like in the front row took a phone call in the middle of my set, and like, and then it was her mom, I guess, and she put her on speakerphone and she held it up, and I was like, hey, you ever been rake fucked?
Your answer gives me so many more questions for you. And her. I'm so scared now.
Wait, what did she say?
I don't know. I don't remember.
What was your? Have you been?
You were heckled by a lady on the phone.
Dude, she answered a fucking phone call.
Oh, she was asking the person on the phone if they had been rake fucked.
No, I asked them.
No, he asked
the
her.
person on the phone.
I was like, hey, you took a fucking phone call? She's like, oh yeah. And she like put it on speakerphone. Like I wanted to hear it. It was her mom buying ice cream.
Who
It would be
was
funny
worried
if-
that who was rake fucked? Someone was worried that someone.
No one was worried. Bilal was
No, I was just
curious
asking
if the
that
girl
to, like-
heckling him through speakerphone.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure everything's on the up and up.
It would be funny. It would be funny if you ask this girl, "Have you ever been rake fucked?" And she was like, "No, what are you talking to me for?" And you should be like, "No, I'm asking that to the girl on the speakerphone. Has she ever been rake fucked?"
It would be worse if you found out in that moment that that was a thing and that yes, it had happened.
Yeah, I was asking. It was like her, some fucking old lady. I was talking to her.
Yeah.
She was the one on the other end of the phone.
Yeah, what I've learned is
Okay, valid
obviously
question.
you didn't actually want an answer. Like this is, you just wanted to fuck with them, which is great. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
rake fuck is the rake fuck, not rape fuck, but rake fuck is like a big deal. Yeah. Obviously, you've never been to Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yes,
would
they
know.
they are known for cleaning their streets.
So the very first time I was living in Japan, I was living in Yokohama, Japan. The first time it snowed, like everyone was like legit unprepared for that.
In the world?
What? No. The first time that I was living in Japan and it snowed, and I had just moved there from like Canada, so I was like, oh, snow is like the usual. So, but then like it rained one time and it snowed one time in Japan and it snowed an inch, and like all of Yokohama shut down, and like everyone was like taking their weird little like stick brooms and just like trying to like scrape snow off of the cobblestone, and it was just
That's how
like
it
as a
happens in
Canadian.
Texas, though.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't know. It was my first experience as someone who was used to snow, seeing someone
It's
not
actually
used to snow
funny.
try to wrestle with that
Yeah.
shit.
It's actually
Pretty
funny
funny.
to hear you say weird little stick brooms, because like,
You know what I'm talking about?
well, no,
Like,
I know what you're
Can you
talking
say
about, but it's like,
wrestle again? I think it's called wrestle, not wrestle.
No. These
We're gonna
people
be
were not
wrestling,
wrestling.
guys.
No. These wrestling implies a knowledge of the activity. These people were wrestling
ropes.
with snow. These
Hmm.
people were wrestling snow like someone wrestles a gator. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm making this up as I'm going along. Like, you know, like it was.
Yeah,
that
but
sort of
only people
idiot.
who wrestle gators use the word wrestle.
True.
It's a Florida term.
Well, yeah, no.
now
maybe.
that that's decided,
Yeah, don't use it again unless you're from Florida.
yes.
It was equally elegant.
I really like the guy on like asking you for money for something you didn't ask for, and you were like, you're small time. You need to build
I-
a.
Yeah,
I'd like to.
you
I'd
said
like to tell, like-
opaque,
Oh, yeah.
opaque cleaning liquid. That was funny.
That
No, I
shit
just like the
fucking-
misdirect to if I wanted to do that, I would have to build a whole government around that shit first.
It built a visual for me.
I love that. It's like that's great.
Yo, so the last
The
time,
government of the state of California. That's what we're gonna call ourselves.
the last time I was in Ho Chi Minh City, I was literally like beset upon by beggars who, okay, and there was this one fucking dude who had like hung outside our hotel, and we called him Stumpy because Agent Orange had taken all of his, or Agent Orange and a combination of things had taken literally all of his limbs, and he just had like up to the elbow and up to the knee, and he had like a scooter board, and he didn't have a larynx, so he would like use his arms to like scoot after us to beg for money, and he would just make this sound. He would go and yeah, so that's
Yeah, that guy's here watching my set right now, and you.
No,
you're
I
gonna have
know.
to explain, you know,
no. Hey Stumpy,
Yeah.
sorry that America did that shit to you.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
You know, there's one thing I just thought about that I think is interesting and funny. Is I think the only group that the police were ever legitimately mad at were Al Qaeda, because they were like, Al Qaeda is dividing people on the basis of religion and culture, and they're creating a culture of hate. And they're dividing people, and that's what we do.
yeah, that's America's job.
Quit working my corner, Al Qaeda. Like,
Ah, damn it. We're going to hell.
It's true though.
Hey, you ever been
What
to
did
Hell,
I do?
Michigan?
Michigan's
place.
dope.
What?
Michigan is an amazing place.
There's a
Michigan.
place named
I was
Hell.
born in Lansing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I love Michigan.
Lansing. It's a fun place.
Yeah, I was in Flint last year, and it was weird because I was looking up open mics, and I found a few that were near my dad's house, but they were down in like Detroit, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't
Oh,
have any black
Actually,
jokes."
the show with the rake fucking, that was in Flint, I think. What was it?
Did you get a laugh at that when you asked that girl that?
Yeah. But
I found I found a few open mics, and then like being friends with Daniel, I see that he was the host of a few of the open mics that I was supposed to go to, but I never
wait,
went to.
who's Daniel?
Grinold.
Daniel
Grinnell,
Grinnell?
that guy.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, I was because he hosted like some show in Roseville or something, and that
Yeah,
was
that's
one of
at-
the
at
close
Dewey's, yeah.
open mics to my house, or
Yeah,
to
but,
my dad's house. Because I
In
looked up some
Vietnam?
places, but I never went. No, when I came back to America last year from like July to November or something.
Let me see. Do you find any places to do like live comedy in English in Vietnam?
I
Yeah.
did a music mic last night, and then I went to my friend's open mic after that. So I mean, I did 2 open mics last night.
Oh, so there
How's-
is like comedy English open mics in
Yeah.
Vietnam?
Yeah,
We
there
got
is.
an open mic on Monday. There's an open mic on Tuesday, followed by 2 music mics. If you're smooth, you can get in all 3 of them in one night. Wednesday, there's an open mic, and then there's another music mic, and then like Thursday, Friday, Saturday are typically like some kind of shows. There's
That's cool
like
that they
a
have
show
that.
probably every other week.
Hey man, how's the
No, we got a
tourism
good
industry
scene.
doing there?
There's only like 20. There's only like 15 to 20 comedians in the city, but
Yeah.
we everybody's putting on shows. Everybody's got fucking shit going. There was before I
That
left
sounds
to go
like
back to the
40%
United
of the white
States
people.
before COVID, and I did like I was on stage 6 out of 7 days in a week. It's not like that now, but it was.
Mm. Cool.
How has the tourism industry taken a hit?
Yeah.
The borders have been closed for
Yeah,
maybe 5 or 6 months.
so that's what
Yeah,
I'm
there's
saying.
no
like,
tourists. Everybody
I-
lives
like-
here.
like how many Falang are left?
I don't know. I mean, open mic was full last night, and not all of them are white people, but most of them were.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's English speakers, right?
But
Oh,
yeah, I
man.
got some Vietnamese jokes as well.
Do you speak Vietnamese?
A little bit.
Do you do sets in Vietnamese?
I got a few like jokes that I do. I got a whole tight 5 minutes based around Vietnam.
That's hell.
And it's fucking
cool.
it works every time. It's good. Like I've tried it in the US and it didn't work. So it's
As someone who's tried to do sets in languages that I don't truly speak, how do you lean into that shit? Do you
I'm
just
white.
do you do like your white person voice for the whole set, or do you like try to like nail the local dialect? Like really asking.
No, I don't. There's no I'm not trying to nail the dialect. That shit's hard. They have 42 different vowel sounds in the
Oh
in
my
Vietnamese
god,
language.
I know.
Oh, you know what I think is like fucking funny is racism has existed for 400 years and still white people can't get my accent right. And
Hey,
and
buddy.
all
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. and all I had to do to like get the white accent down in a way that people can't even tell if I've lived in this country for like a short amount of time is listen to John Mayer on repeat for like a month.
Okay, do it.
No,
Do it.
literally like
No,
He's already done it.
no.
you
he has.
literally
That's how
asked
you're
me.
able to
You
understand.
literally just asked me when I moved from India because you were like, he's probably lived here a while.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true. No, No, I didn't say. No, I was. It's that true. That's true.
I'm not trying to make fun. I'm being serious. Like,
No, it's true. I didn't say that code
It's
switching
true.
wasn't a thing either.
yeah.
But,
And I can like the thing is I I have sounded like my dad for basically all my life. I just when I moved here, I started sounding like this eventually. But I was like, how come I can do this so quickly? But like y'all try to replicate my old accent and still like sound horrible.
Hello, welcome to the Quickie Mart.
Yeah, like
Is that
that.
pretty good?
No, well, I mean it's a good parody of a parody,
No, it's
right?
you.
Simpsons
You did
did
a
it.
good. You hit Hank Azaria right where it hurts.
I think that
Yeah.
we could all come together if everyone would just, say the N-word. Jester, you can go first.
Vinegar. There you go.
I have already done my weird ordering chips with vinegar.
You know,
bit.
like when they call it Indian given, like not dot Indians, but feather Indians. They call it Indian given. But like when I was a kid, we learned it as like a negging, like you.
Mhm.
So you would be a renegger if
No.
you took stuff back from other
Bilal,
people. That's
Bilal,
what
do you
I
find
was
it
thinking
funny
when
that do you find it funny that you can like literally tell people on like in just like a four people thing that they should say the N-word and it'll be funny and like and you won't be mad and they still like feel scared? You think
It's like, I don't know. It's weird to me.
But how many people in the
I'll say
workshop?
any slur. Huh?
How many people in the workshop have said the word?
Well, while I was live, no one, but I've had one person.
I'm not sure if it's an invitation to participation so much as it is like a formal warning right at the gate. Like,
Warning.
well,
No.
it made me very wary. Like I had a couple of times when I was
break
gonna
up.
say it. I was gonna say it, but
I'm
then
sure
you
you were,
said
okay.
something about it.
well, I can understand that when you like just introduce it, like you can say the N-word and I won't be mad. It kind of sounds like a trap.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
that's the whole
saying,
point of it,
son.
it's not. You can't
But
Yeah,
But like I know
that's just a trap.
But like the more I actually like spend time around Bilal, I'm like, it's not a trap. He's like literally being like, no, this is comfortable. You should be like, because who would you be? Because I'm like, if you're saying something to someone and they're not mad about it, then nobody else has the right to be mad about it.
Yeah, I'm sitting
Like-
there, I'm like, oh, I guess they don't want my respect.
I mean,
Yeah, like if I talk to Bilal and we don't get mad at each other, like what business do you two have like getting offended on behalf of us, right?
maybe one day I'll take advantage of it. Today, my topic was the word impress, which I'm not even
Yeah.
sure what that means. Maybe one day my topic will be grape blunt wraps, and I'll get to use it.
Rake
I
blunt
just
wraps?
I was just curious because I'm pretty sure like every workshop I've done with Bilal, he's at least twice or thrice he's just like interjected in conversation like you guys should say the
Say
N-word.
it. Say it. Say it, you
Do
fucking
it.
honky. Say it.
Falong, cracker, gaijin. What do you want me to say?
Right,
How many?
what does that mean?
Gaijin, that's Japanese for stupid white person. There are so many words for stupid
Dude, I
white
always
person.
try to update my that's why I was talking about Gran Torino because I watched it every once in a while. I update my
Watashi wa
slurs.
gaijin desu. I am a stupid white person.
Bilal, you say the N-word.
Nigger.
Yay!
Hey, the one guy who can.
Everyone can. You have vocal cords.
No,
and-
Yeah.
Ashwin can say
No,
it as well.
but most of us shouldn't.
Where are my
Most of
N-words
us
at?
shouldn't.
Fucking god. Well, okay, I will say any slur. I will like what. There are no
Cracker.
slurs I'm afraid to say. That's the thing.
Okay, you say a brown person
So,
slur
like-
and I'll say the N-word. How about
But
that?
What is
As
the,
a
I don't
black-
know any
as a-
Indian slurs. That's the thing.
See, this is what I'm saying about America having to do more research about the Middle East.
Hold on. Let me Google brown people slurs.
Oh, there are so many.
He's been in America so long he don't even know what they are anymore. He's got a
Listen-
fucking
Hold on. Wait, how do you guys not know brown people slurs? You've been to Asia.
Asian
Yeah,
people
no,
are
I
yellow. Sorry,
Um,
I don't know where you went to in Asia, but yeah, they're yellow.
Let me see.
I have a hard time finding a cup of mellow yellow in a diner. There are a handful of Michigan diners that I know of that I can get a cup of mellow yellow as opposed to Mountain Dew. But
Wait.
it's not many.
Wait, hold on. Look, listen to this. I just Googled,
He just blew his own mind.
Googled like Indian people slurs. Apparently, one of them is curry muncher.
That's so what?
I'm like, no. There's also one that's like Madrasi, but that's like listed as a slur. But like Madrasi just means a person from Madras, which is a place.
No, yeah, I know.
And I'm like, why
Yo,
is that a slur?
If you are
Well,
educated
Niger
enough
is a place
of
as well.
culturally, if you know enough about India to call someone Madrasi, like that's almost like too woke to be like
That's
offensive,
like you're
right?
complimenting me by
Yeah,
knowing that
like,
that's a thing you could
Yeah,
say.
like if you call someone by their own cultural identity, should that be a problem? Like,
It's not
if
like-
I
it's
come
not-
at you like, "Hey, buddy, you like," and you're like, "Hey, you a New Yorker?" and I'm like, "Yeah, you fucking know it, buddy."
Like it's
like,
not
you
it's
know,
not
like,
like you just passed me by on the street and called me the name of some random yoga
Yeah.
pose.
No, if you called someone who was Madrasi, like Dubaisi, like or something, like that would be fucked up. But,
Have you guys heard ABCD?
Wait, hold on. What no, look. I think we're looking at the same list. Scroll down.
I'm gonna give it to you.
says,
Hold on.
American-born confused Daisy.
Oh my god. I think we're
I'm
looking
a
at the same
Desi
list. It says,
princess. I'm a Desi princess.
Okay, but I'll let you find one you
of
like.
one of the slurs.
No,
is
I've
napkin
encountered
nigger,
that.
and I don't know what that means.
That
Is it?
that sounds fancy, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What did you say?
One
Like-
of the slurs I see on this list as
In-
far
in
as
Canada,
what you're looking at is napkin
Ca-
nigger. And I don't understand. I don't understand it. It says for
Wait,
obvious
what?
reasons.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna say the whole words
But
out
there's
loud, but
also-
in Canada we call that a serviette N-word.
Wait. There's also one for a Middle Eastern person. Wait, there's one for a Middle Eastern person called sand nigger.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one
I've heard that
I've-
one before.
But like,
We've
I've
all heard that,
one from, like,
unfortunately.
Pakistanis.
oh, maybe it's because of like let me
Pakis.
see. Yeah, all these,
Yeah,
all these, like, are so,
I've
like,
heard
lame.
Indians say the word "paki" with the worst stank I've ever heard on it.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like
That one's
I've heard like Pakistani people say "paki," like "Yo, I'm paki," like, but like Indian people be like "Pakis," Tamil people.
Well, I don't think
Like,
this. I think they would say Paki because it's Pakistan,
Paki,
not
yeah.
Pakistan. But
No. But I live in Toronto, where everybody's a little bit too white.
Racist.
Well, like there's like a general like whitewash over every person in Toronto. Generally, I don't know. There's a weird version of racism
Aren't
in
you
Toronto.
both in Toronto?
Well, I went to
I'm pretty
university in
close.
Toronto. I'm like
Oh, wait,
I'm
okay,
kind of
no, never mind.
I'm inside
This
of an hour and a
girl-
half of Toronto.
Look
Okay,
at
yeah, you
this.
said you're in London. Yeah, that's right.
You can't read that. It says, "I will poop in your hand." Like,
Ooh.
it says my palm. I will poop on your palm. Like, what
ask
the
her
fuck?
if she's ever been rake fucked.
That seems
She's
specific, like
Indian.
only Google Translate
Her
can
name
do.
is you could see her name. It's Indian.
Don't do that. Don't be doxing people.
It was
Probably
really
like your
blurry.
cousin.
Don't be doxing hand poopers.
He's just trying to be offensive. Let him.
I just don't want to know.
And you're like, no, I can poop in
She's
my
gonna
own
be
hands,
so
thank
mad.
you very much.
Yeah.
Mhm. She's gonna be mad that I know she wanted to poop in your palm.
Do you guys like to drink whiskey?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause,
it makes me want to fight my
when-
dad.
No, I've had bad experiences on when I was around people who drank whiskey. I remember going home one night and going to have sex with my girlfriend, and she had drank whiskey, and like I tried to put my penis in, and it was like her vagina was very hard, they call it whiskey vagina. It's so hard that you can't penetrate it. It's like my dick kind of looked like a rope, you know, like it wouldn't go in. But that's because of the strength of her vagina. And that's her. I wrote that joke about her, though maybe she's listening right now.
That's great.
This whiskey vagina.
Okay.
That joke will work in a set if you are willing to stand on the stage for another 10 minutes. Like, you have to, like, stand by that joke, literally. Like, otherwise you're just the worst person ever.
No, I stand by all my jokes. I like
It's a good
bombing.
joke.
Bombing is something that it's
Oh,
not
man.
enjoyable, but it's still like that was fucking shit. But
I mean,
like
I like making a room feel uncomfortable, but somehow making a room fall silent in a completely empty room doesn't have the same effect during the pandemic on me.
But also,
I don't know.
like if you can make the room quiet and then just milk it, like you said, you stay up there for the full amount of time. Like when somebody I was listening to on a podcast, they said if you bomb and you realize at some point that you're bombing, don't try to fucking win the audience over. This is the time when you fuck the audience even harder, because you're not gonna get yourself out of that hole. And then if you do, you've given them the realization that they have you by the balls, because they laugh whenever they want to.
Hey, Ashwin,
Mhm.
I've got a question for you. That was thank you, Jeremy. I want to ask you. So some of your shit tonight, Jeremy missed this shit earlier, but some of your shit like genuinely made me think in a way that like I can only imagine like a live audience would fall silent. Like, what do you do? Like, because to us, you just like hit us harder and deeper. Like, what do you do with an audience when they like are blown the fuck away by you blowing out our minds like you did? Because you did, you
Should
blew
we
our
end
minds.
the show, or just keep it going?
Keep it going.
I
Okay.
kind of want to go.
Just
Can we go after
Oh,
I get
shit.
the
Oh,
question
yeah,
I want to
right,
know
right.
from Ashwin?
No, you
I
can
wanna
shut the video off and we can talk. Nobody's watching it.
sure.
I'm-
Yeah.
I don't
He'll
think
close
anyone
it.
watched
He'll
this all
close
night.
it. He'll go offline if you guys say the N-word.
I'm gonna say the N word on 3. I want you to end the live feed on 2. No, fuck you guys.
1, 2.
No, fuck off. I'm not doing it.
All right, I'm ending the live
3.
feed. Wait, do you guys have anything you'd like to plug before I do?
No, you fucking.
I don't know.
I think everybody should
Interlude.ca.
bring back rake fucking. Like that should be important. Everybody
Yeah.
should put that in their schedule for tomorrow.
Wait,
Try to rake fuck.
is rake fucking time sensitive? Now I have a whole other set of like concerns. Oh my god.
Right.
I just received.
Bilal, you can go offline now, but that's not necessary.
All right.
I didn't